Stuff. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. N-I-C-K, mumbling is right here. People in the house, put them hands in the air. Cause if you don't vote, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6. Jonesing for your fix, so that devil politics mix. And when I fudge, you laugh punk. Shut the fudge up and back the fudge up while we fudge this track up. On your flags up, on your flags up. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back out, tell me what's it for the ducks now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 You wanna mess with dabbling in politics? You can't mess with dabbling in politics. That's what we debating on every week Saturday night. And this YouTube thing right here. Yo, we're doing it all the time. So you better get some better views and get saved up on your dime. So we got the gang set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school dabblers blasting out the political shit. The bashing for shit, put bounce in the dabble pit. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what you gonna ducks now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 Hey ladies, where you at? Hey fellas, where you at? And the dabblers that don't give a fuck, where you at?
Welcome to Dabbling in Politics. I believe episode 19. We're coming up on the big 20 the next time we go live.
Wow.
I know, it's crazy. I am OG Mumbling Nick. With me, as always, is my co-host, Mr. Liquid Cryptid. How we doing, sir?
Howdy ho.
All right.
I guess I should start out by saying I think some people last week thought that I had like some sort of family issue. I didn't. I think Deft, who did a fantastic job filling in for me. Thank you, Brandon Deft. Really enjoyed the show. No, it was you probably encountered this before yourself. It was the last minute. Somebody said, "Hey, let's go out to eat. Let's go out for dinner," and I'm like, "Yeah, let's take the family out for dinner." And then on the way, I'm like, "Oh yeah, the show. What time is it?" And I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it.
I should have asked. Like, I don't feel right saying anything. So I was just like, yeah, no show. Liquid couldn't make it. Like, I knew it was nothing and I should have. And when people asked, I was like, oh no, it was nothing. But yeah, I don't know. I guess saying it was family dinner was no big deal. If I just said that, I probably should have just said that.
Yeah, well, I didn't really tell you. I just said I was hanging with the family.
Yeah, I knew it was something with the family. Yeah, I didn't even.
But
know
yeah, I guess that got around, and people were like, "Oh no!" And I saw in the chats like, "What's wrong with Liquid Cryptid's family?" And I'm trying to put in the chat, "No, I'm fine. Yeah, everything's fine. There's no issues. It's just."
I think because there's just been so much going on, like health, like just like I'm sure there's even more but people are private. But I know one of our biggest, most loyal viewers, he's been going through some shit where he thought he may have had cancer and everything, and it's not, but he's still, thank God, but he's still got shit going on. And I was dealing with shit where I missed a week, and then I was just off camera for a couple episodes, couple of weeks because of health shit, and yeah, I don't know. So I think everyone just assumes, but we're good. I know we have I know at least a couple listeners down in the Texas area, so I hope you guys are okay. I know Mr. Z is he comes in a lot. He's doing all right, but yeah, like I remember the last show, he's like, hopefully I can tune in. My living room might be flooded or whatever, like they lost power and all this shit. So it's just been crazy. So
Yeah, I hope well, I hope everybody's all right, but I know there's about what 50 who are not.
yeah, obviously. I know. It's like that story, like, not that I was asleep on it, but I was a little behind on it. I knew there was flooding, but I had no idea how bad it was until I was looking into it yesterday.
Yeah, I just see the videos of the Guadalupe River flooding like so quickly.
Oh my, yeah, like insane, like how quick. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, just how I forget the time frame, but it was
It was
fucking
something like
crazy.
45 minutes to
Yeah,
to just
just
absolutely flood. It was
boom.
insanity. I'm just looking at it going, God damn. Like, okay. And almost no warning.
Right. Yeah, like I mean, not that I don't know. I've been dealing with other not just other stuff. I wasn't like paying attention to, obviously I know about the big beautiful bill and all that stuff, but if there was some kind of big warning, I don't live in the area, so I wouldn't have, I don't think it
Well,
would have hit my radar, but
what happened is that uh, they had warnings. They had flood warnings for about 12 hours before the Guadalupe filled up. What happened is like they were predicting basically like 5 to 7 inches of rain, which is still a lot of rain, and that's going to flood. To be fair, so there's flood warnings and everything already going on. Like everybody knew, it's a floodplain, so everybody knew that
yeah,
there's
yeah.
be flooding. So what happened is like basically two storms kind of converged, and between like 2 and 3, the forecast went from 5 inches of rain to like 15 inches of rain.
It's fucking crazy. Like, yeah, the old like,
It was just basically a freak fucking thing.
yeah,
It happened.
I was gonna say it almost sounds like the perfect storm. Like that movie was obviously based on, I mean, it's fiction, but it was based on real fucking storm and events, like, but over my area, but that shit was at least in the ocean. It wasn't, on fucking shore where it was fucking flooding everything. So yeah, that's been one of the big stories. Just want to briefly before we so just so everyone knows, I'll just touch base. We're going to Tom Meyers. He's someone we kind of watch here sometimes because he's a comedian, a political comedian in the Dabbleverse. So we get to cover, yeah, comedian in quotes.
Well, I guess technically he goes to clubs and tells jokes, so
Right, yes.
so he is a comedian.
But yeah, so we cover him sometimes because it kind of implements the politics and Dabbleverse, and sometimes we cover old stuff. Luckily, this is the second time we're gonna get to cover something recent with him. He was on WATP like last month, and now he was on WATB, who are these broadcasters this week. So we're gonna go over that as soon as we cover just a couple issues, that the big issues during the week. As more goes on, we're still developing the show. When we started out, it was mostly all politics. Now we're trying to combine politics and the Dabbleverse. So still working on how we're doing that. So right now we're just basically covering the big issues of the week, and then we'll go into a political Dabbleverse type video with Tom Meyers and the boys, Eric Zane, and
Well,
blanking on
originally,
my
I was hoping to cover John's political show, but
yeah, right. That never. I gotta begrudgingly give John credit for still trying to stay out of this fucking thing, as much as I do not like the guy.
don't know how he's doing it.
Yeah, like I see Joey C. Like I don't know how much Joey C you watch, but Joey C. Um, is like I tried to get like the old Godfather thing. I tried to stay out. You begged me to come back. You pulled me back in. It's like Joey, no one can pull you back in. You wanted to come back.
I'm
part of
sure
me
nobody
thinks
begged him.
right, and part of me thinks John does want to come back, but he's whatever if the rumors are true. But I actually think people are trying to pull John back. I mean, I think Shirley and them desperately want John to come back.
Oh, absolutely.
So I mean, he's no one was bothering Joey in his real life besides that whole JBX, whatever the fuck that was, which may have been like a work. But people are showing up at everything John does, so they are trying to get him back. Yeah, Joey C
Right.
is
And I did add Joey C to my Kick channel for
oh
streams.
nice. Yeah, for you guys that I'll that's right. I gotta start putting that. I got all your other info in the descriptions. I forgot to put that in there. So Liquid Cryptid has a has a thing on Kick where it like when certain live streams, when certain shows go live, it starts like quote unquote like kind of sniping it, right? Like just showing it on your channel. Like I
Yeah,
know
it fires off it automatically fires up OBS and switches over to them and starts streaming
gotcha.
their show.
So and he has different, it's kind of like with super tips, but except it's free where different AI voices, and you just type in a code and then type what you want to say and it'll say it with their voice. It's pretty
Just
pretty
added
fun.
Joey C.
Yep, he's got Joey, he's got Jake.
Yeah, Joey C to the lineup of stream sniping and added Joey C's voice.
Oh, no, double, nice. Yeah, I'll definitely put that in the oh, what do we got here? All right, I will talk to you after, Oscar. Thank you. Oh, we got Mr. MK. Yeah, so yeah, I'll put that in there. But it's fantastic if you guys are ever, instead of watching, instead of supporting Kevin or Joey, support Liquid, and then you could even put in your free AI voice chats.
Yeah, make these terribly boring shows fun to watch is basically the idea.
Liquid and I are even there. I gotta say, my voice sounds just like me. It's like Jesus Christ, it's pretty freaky. So anyway, all right, we will cover briefly, I guess, the big beautiful bill and then we'll
That
just
is in the news.
that is in the news. That's the big news. You know what? Like instead of I think we know the details. Some people don't like it because of the debt deficit. Others don't like it because theoretically it's going to kick some people off, like Medicare and SNAP. Medicaid, sorry.
And SNAP.
Yeah. Social Security. Yeah, that's what I meant. My bad. Medicaid and SNAP, and a lot of it is just like bureaucracy type shit. Like some of it's not even. I don't even disagree with some of it in theory. I just don't think it's going to work in execution. And it sounds like it's going to cost more money than it's saving, so it makes it pointless.
Yeah, I did some looking into it today in preparation for probably having to discuss it, and I think I looked into it too much when we started talking about what we want to talk about. Basically, for the big beautiful bill, I have two issues with it. The first one being we need to get away from these fucking 1,000-page bills.
Yes, massive.
And I said this with the ACA. I said this every time they have these huge omnibus bills. I say, just do individual bills for each portion. That needs to happen. And that rolls into my second problem with the big beautiful bill is that the original House version of it removed a bunch of things from the FFA, from the Federal Firearms Act. Short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns, suppressors, and any other weapons. We're going to be no longer regulated under the FFA. Jesus, but because this is supposed to be like a budget bill, they're doing it under reconciliation rules. Those don't have anything to do with any kind of budget, so they were removed. But in consolation, they negotiated, okay, we'll just remove the $200 tax stamp. It's now $100. Oh, and we'll keep the registration. And part of the original House bill was that, all the registration had to be destroyed. All registrations had to be destroyed, but now they're having the $0 tax stamp, and they're keeping the registrations. Of course, the issue with that, go to gun laws and stuff like that. The
Right.
issue with that is that the registration was only allowed to be there. Like the federal government is not allowed to keep track of who has a gun. They're not allowed to have a list of who has guns. The registrations were for the tax purposes to show that people have told us tax. Now that there's no tax, there's no need for the registrations. But they're keeping the registration.
Jeez, there's so like I didn't even know about that part. That's what I mean. I was telling you, like there's certain obviously the people I'm watching are covering certain aspects of it. Even one of the guys I'm covering, he's trying to make almost like a Word doc type thing to highlight, because it's like so fucking big. We do have a quick question from the chat. Are we on an open fridge?
No, I'm on a spaceship.
Spaceship, that's what I thought. Yeah, one of my so what's ironic is I know some of the big issues, like I said, thank you for correcting me, is Medicaid and
I only say that because when I did the research on it, I did the
no,
same
you're
thing.
absolutely right. Yeah, they're two different things. And
I said Medicare, and they came back like, "Did you mean Medicaid?"
Okay, yeah,
I'm
no,
like,
yeah,
I'm
no,
like,
I wasn't
"Yes,
being
you
sarcastic.
fucking sarcastic AI.
Yeah, I was not being sarcastic. I'm glad you corrected me on that. Yes, and yeah, and like I said, it's in there. I mean, I don't think any of us have a problem with kicking. I mean, they'll love to say 29-year-old males playing video games instead of working. Yeah, number one, I don't know how they would qualify in the first place, but yeah, I have no problem with that kind of fraud or kicking those people. I don't think any of us do. It just sounds like a lot of it is making it harder for like elderly people to now apply. It's like someone made the point.
Well, they
when
get Medicare. It's basically it's only people between I think like 19 and 64 or something like that.
Gotcha. Well,
so it doesn't even affect elderly people.
Like the elderly, yeah. But what a lot of people have been saying is like these same people that are pushing this, it's a lot of extra red tape. It's a lot of extra bureaucracy. But when it comes to like corporations, they always want to cut the red tape. They always want to cut the But when they comes to like sick people or disabled people, they're throwing extra shit in them that they got to deal with. So,
well, a lot of it, yeah. There is now you have to check in every 6 months rather than every year. I think is basically how they made it hard. It's the only thing that's really changed for what a person has to do, other than of course the qualifications. The more difficult qualifications is that you have to recertify your stuff every 6 months rather than every year.
So I won't remember the specifics now because I watched it on Monday, but I watched something, this is like before it even passed, saying that that part of it is very similar to what, now I can't remember the state, but what a certain state does. So they were, or tried doing. So they were kind of comparing to the issues they had in the state. And there was a lot of like, hiccups with, couldn't get people on the phone, couldn't, this and that. So there are a lot of issues. And the other thing is, I remember Trump makes me, people were questioning if Trump even knows what's in the bills. Now, I hate Trump, but they give him some devil's advocate. It's not like any president writes these bills themselves. You know what I mean? It's not like,
oh yeah, they do not.
So a lot of presidents don't know everything that's in their bills, as absurd as that sounds. He's not
look
the
at
only
Obamacare.
One. Right.
Nobody knew what was in it. We had to pass it to see what's in it.
Yeah. So, but I guess there was a meeting where he was like, don't touch, Medicaid. And then they were like, well, or don't touch shit. What was it? Now I can't remember, but it was some of the entitlements. And they're like, well, the only way we can pay for this is if we cut some of this. So it's going to happen. That shit, being selfish, that shit doesn't even affect me. I don't think it affects Liquid either. So I still think it sucks, but I'm definitely, I feel for the people, so I'm against the bill for those reasons too.
But also, I looked it up as well, just to further on that. Most of the people that are going to be kicked off of the Medicaid actually do qualify for the ACA.
So that would be all right. So hopefully, like I know, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I even think hopefully as this goes on, maybe we touch on this again. I'm sure it's going to be in the news for a while anyway. As more info comes out, I perfectly honest. Like I said, I was watching people I trust cover it. I obviously did not read the bill. I'm going off of like them reading the bill and the highlights and everything, you know. And so I know some of the stuff that affects me is I believe electricity will be going up in like all 50 states. There's obviously
I didn't see anything about that, but of course it's 900 fucking pages.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So there's different hits to I know there's hits to shit. See, I stopped looking into it when I talked to the Tom Meyers shit. But I know there's hits to the solar panel industry and the renewable energy industry.
Yeah. But you know my
right, I know.
if you know my feelings on that, if you're not talking nuclear and hydro, then you're not talking green energy. You're talking waste of money.
My landlord installs he's an electrician, but a lot of what he does is he installs the solar panel. So I hope this doesn't take a hit on him. But yeah, so like I said, we'll just touch on this briefly because we're like I said, I read about the electric shit. You read about the gun shit. There's so much shit. It's hard to cover. Like the stuff that seemed to be covered a lot in the media, whether you know mainstream or new media, is the Medicaid, you know, and SNAP stuff and trying to remember the other one.
The main thing that I like about it that I think is great is it keeps the 2017 tax cuts and makes them permanent. So our taxes didn't go up by 2 to 3%. Are not going to go up 2 to 3% next year.
Yeah, like it's, I
Now,
obviously
if that was its own bill, I would be ecstatic. I would have been like, absolutely 100% big, beautiful bill, keeps the 2017 tax cuts, makes them permanent. Go for it. Awesome. Yes. Everything else in it just makes me go, bleh.
I mean, I'm obviously typical. Obviously, yes, we get tax cuts, but most of it goes. Or sorry, I forget. I had the number, and now I can't remember. But I think it was 60% of the tax cuts go to the top 20% or something like that. So, don't quote me on that, but of course, you know, the top get a lot of it. Yeah, but then of course they increase the Pentagon budget like they always do, and
yeah, I was not thrilled about that one.
I know you and I agree on that one, thankfully. Yeah,
I was just like, what the fuck? This is like this is why I'm more on Team Musk on this than I am on Team Trump. The entire idea was to not do that.
Yeah, that's going to get
promises made, promises kept. And it's like, well,
no,
you increase the budget to the that was like one of the big things. It's like, oh, we need to remove government waste, and it's like I was really excited for, you know, hey, let's get it. I've been excited for when Doge got around to the military, which, as I said, it's the military is gonna be a lot harder than like USAID to you know get through.
Yeah, I was gonna say
and other you know government agencies. It's you know a massively huge bureaucracy in its own right.
This is a huge part of why I'm always like these, you know, the Democrats and Republicans are the opposite sides of the same coin. When a Republican is president, or when Republicans are in charge, they don't care about, you know, the debt, the deficit. Then when the Democrat is, they care, and then the Democrats will cut. Like it's almost like they work in tandem, where it's like, you know, I'll pretend I care, you pretend you don't, and it's no one ever cares. This debt and deficit, the debt is just going to keep growing and growing and growing, apparently, and it's
obvious. That's kind of where I'm at with this big beautiful bill. It's like I was really really excited, you know, with when Trump and Musk are out there going, we're gonna remove all this government spending, and actually the government spending, you know, not like when Obama said that he would reduce the government spending, and all he did was like find a couple thousand freeloaders and kick them off of off of welfare. And they're like, hey, we reduced the government spending. Like, no, that's not what we're talking about, buddy. We're talking about you. You're the problem.
Right.
You know, a couple of thousand freeloaders, whatever.
So we have a question from Metal
the
here.
problem is the several thousand, you know, bureaucrats above that you know don't do anything.
Right.
They're getting paid a lot of money.
So Metal asks, how do you guys feel about the NIH, NSF, and CDC funding impoundment? This affects me, but I feel like these bodies fucked up so bad during the pandemic. I think Trump trying to clean house is good.
It's basically I'm at the same point. Like I don't think the CDC or the NIH have any credibility after the I don't know what the NSF is. What is NSF?
That's what I was gonna say. I know, like the CD. I know there's like with the cuts to the NIH and the CDC. We got it's gonna supposedly affect the
National Sanitation Foundation?
bio research.
I
Is
don't
that
think
what it is?
I don't think that's what he's talking about.
Okay.
National Science Foundation? That sounds closer.
Yeah, I didn't. Whatever it is, I heard of the other. I never heard of it. Oh, he said remove. The next one is remove NSF. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Maybe National Science
Foundation. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I never even heard of that one. It's embarrassing. But yeah. Yeah. It's weird, man. Like without getting too personal, I've already stated my oldest child went through some very serious medical stuff and was actually saved because of what do you call it? Shit, I can't think of the term. So fuck, when people might die, so you get to use the experimental cancer experiment.
Oh yeah, the emergency emergency use.
Right, I'm blanking on the term, but so he was saved by that kind of research and all that stuff. So I have personal, in my heart for that stuff, but I also understand, the pandemic was not handled very well. So yeah, that's a mixed bag for me. I don't fully trust them, but I prefer that they weren't cut, but I understand if people are fine with Trump cutting it. I have to be honest. I don't fully trust them. I rather, how do I want to word this? I rather them be still, fully funded and doing what they're doing, and hopefully don't fuck up next time like they fucked up last time. But I understand if people don't trust them like they used to. So
yeah, I think they are going to fuck up again. That's the problem. You know what I mean? It's like, especially with the vaccines. Now, did the vaccines help or not? I don't know. But and that's the problem, of course. But when they literally changed the definition of a vaccine, when the vaccines turned out to like not work, to not stop transmission, you're still going to get COVID, and they change it to be like, oh, it just means you're not going to, get as bad symptoms, and it's like you're talking about a virus where the symptoms are from, I don't even know I have it, to dead and everywhere in between. And you're saying that because the symptoms are so widespread, I don't see how you can say that any medication or medicines or whatever are going to keep you from getting less or worse symptoms. That never made sense to me, because I'm just like, I had COVID in 2019, in December of 2019. We didn't know it was COVID at the time, right, because that hadn't come out yet. But after it came out and they started telling the symptoms, I was like, oh yeah, I had that for like a week.
Yeah, I mean, I got it February 2020, where it would like just was you kind of hearing about it, you know what I mean? It's not like it hadn't blown up like in March when everything started getting shut down. And I had been super, I told you, I'm one of the people that got it bad, not hospitalized bad, but like I had no energy for weeks.
Oh yeah, it's the sickest I'd been in a long time.
Right. So, and then when I caught it and tested positive like a year later, I was like, yeah, that's definitely what I had, because it felt so similar, just not as bad the second time. Probably because I had some immunities build up, probably because different strain. But even that one, I missed 2 weeks of work. I could have came back during the part of the second week, but they told me not to. And my company, I will give them this, they were nice enough to have special, we get personal/sick time and we get vacation time. In 2020 and 2021, they had maybe even 2022, I can't remember, but definitely 2020 and 2021, they added extra time. It was like 10 or 15 days for COVID.
Yeah, I think that was a mandatory.
It probably was.
I think because even my company did that during COVID, is they added about 10 days or something like that. Like we have like 10 or 15 days of sick time or something like that.
Yeah, and the company I work for has I don't know if they use it as an excuse, or if it's a law, but we had government contracts, so whatever the government workers things were. We had to do like with the vaccine mandates and all that stuff.
So they made you take the shot?
Yeah, if you here was you could take the shot if you didn't want to. You didn't lose your job, but they made it very difficult for you with constant extra testing, extra bureaucracy type things, and of course you had the risk, because this company loves to lay people off like once a year, so you had the risk. Maybe
Oh
we'll lay
yeah,
off. Yeah,
the whole we can't fire you over it, but
yeah, we can lay you off over it because you're
yeah, we
costing us.
regularly do we
Yeah,
regularly go through and clean out the dead weight and
right. Because the way I can't remember the work around it, but it was going to cost the company obviously extra money and you extra time. So you might have been in the crosshairs for that. So
yeah, fortunately my job the entire building went to work from home and we had no mandates.
yeah, I think. Oh, sorry,
I
Jeff.
wouldn't have taken it anyway. Um, I
So
was actually at the time had some heart issues when the vaccines came out. I just got over having some heart issues that were found out.
yeah,
Same thing, pneumonia, and then my heart failed, or I had heart failure, but it wasn't as bad as this last time. But it basically, so I was having heart issues and stuff like that, and I was on so many meds I didn't want to take it, and unless there was some sort of verified, interaction
yeah,
that I know exactly how it's going to interact with the medications I was already on. I was not going to take it anyway. Being, that was brand new and experimental. There was obviously no way to know what the interactions were going to be. So when I first saw the vaccine, I was very excited. I was like, "Oh wow, this is great new technology." And then we started noticing, "Oh wait, the efficacy is terrible." They're still getting it, and they take it. It's like, "Oh no!" It's like I don't know if a lot of the claims of what the vaccines did were accurate. But I can tell you for sure it was not effective.
yeah. It's so Deft. I'll answer your question. I think I partly answered it. Yeah, how they
Yeah.
didn't make you, but if you didn't, your life was gonna kind of suck. But I'll briefly explain how I went about. Because I know I'm the liberal. People probably think I was all vax crazy. I can tell you, I've never gotten one whatever they call the extra shots. I can't booster. I haven't got one booster ever. I just got the original 2 shots, and even then, I didn't get them till the end of the year, end of 2020. I think I got the first one in October and the second one, whatever, how many weeks later, probably November at some point. And partly do it because of I I can't even say I did it because of the job, although I probably would have done it for that anyway. But with my oldest, like I said, the doctors recommended we get it, and these are some of the same doctors that saved his life, so I was going to listen to them. He had his immune system was pretty much shot from the chemo and all that. I my One of my best friends at work, child is like the same age as my youngest, and she had a heart transplant and she had like no so. And then finally I was carpooling with a guy at the time. We would take turns driving in, me and him. He was in his early 60s. He's since retired, but his mother had come to live with them. She was in her 80s. She was getting dementia, and they had one of those situations where he and his wife were pro-vax. Her family was not. So they weren't allowing her family to come over because their mother was in their 80s. So then it became like, well, if my family can't come over, you're carpooling with Nick, who's not, so there were all multiple reasons. I finally did get vaxxed, but I did not get vaxxed right away. And despite this goofy mask, I did not wear a mask until that was mandatory at work and in the certain
Yeah,
stores and
same.
supermarkets.
I
So,
only yeah, I carried a mask in my pocket and just
yeah.
popped it on whenever I went in somewhere and immediately removed it on my way out. It was just
Yeah.
I was like, "This is so fuck," and it oh, man. I mean, we can go on this for
Yeah, yeah. I
we
remember
should
from
actually probably just do a show where we talk
we sh-
about,
we should, yeah,
COVID and all the goofy, dumb shit that happened during that
yeah.
time.
I'm,
But,
I'm, I'm
to bring it back to the CDC and, the NIH and
oh
stuff, I
god,
remember, there was a point, I forget exactly when, but, when the CDC put out an article stating that, they're finding tens of thousands of, people who died being marked as died of COVID,
Yeah.
and they were obviously did not. There was people with died from gunshots, marked down as died from COVID, and they put out articles saying that they're finding tens of thousands across uh, the United States. Well, because hospitals were getting money, they were getting federal funds for taking care of the COVID deaths, so they just marked everybody who died as being from COVID. And they found hundreds of thousands, and this was at a time before that's when they still had the death meter for COVID, and it hadn't even reached like 1 million yet. So I was watching it. I'm watching it for like a few days. I'm like, okay, we're gonna like take those people off the death meter. No, we did not. And then I went back to try to find the article, and it's buried. I had real hard trouble I had a real hard time finding it. I had to go back to like history of my links that I went through to get to it. You could not actually search for it on the CDC website, but they still had a link to it that you could get. It is fucking insane.
And if we do cover it, it'll be a one-time only. It won't be like Gino Bisconte, who's just obsessed with it to this day, because that drives me nuts too. I'm not saying there weren't issues, but there are some people that just, I don't know, they won't let it go. And I'm not saying it was a good. I could be naive, but I still don't think Big Pharma was trying to kill us because they want customers. That's what they want, us hooked on medicine for life. They want you taking boosters. They want you, whatever. As Chris Rock said. I was gonna say the money's in the medicine; it's not in the cure. So, and it's not in killing you either. So, I'm not saying.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say I'm not saying some people didn't have obviously effects, but people have effects to everything. But I don't think it's. I don't know. Hopefully I'm right. But go on.
No, I don't think that they thought that the vaccines, that the mRNA vaccines specifically is what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Or anybody saying, what's your favorite vaccine and stuff like that. We're talking about the mRNA COVID vaccines that did not work. That's specifically, I think vaccines are fantastic.
Yeah, we're down with the polio vax,
Yeah. Most vaccines are, in fact, all the vaccines that aren't the mRNA vaccines, fantastic, wonderful technology, proven over time, proven, tested. They're great.
Yeah, what really sucked is once they pushed that.
Anyway, I was going to say I think a lot of those pharma companies, a lot of them that just came up out of nowhere, like what was that BioNTech or whatever, the one that Gates.
Yeah, created. I just saw Bill Gates. I was going to say, I think we talked about this. Like, Liquid will back me up. I don't like any billionaires, so I definitely when Bill Gates. So I'm like, I still remember this. I'm like, why is Bill Gates talking about this shit? Why is Bill Gates the arbiter for this shit? This is fucking Windows guy. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
But I think they at least found something that they could, easily sell, make a lot of money off of the government from, and being able to make a lot of money with minimal impact to what's going on. It's kind of like telling somebody, to drink Sprite and crackers, and you and that'll cure your cold. It'll be done in about a week.
Right.
I think that's where a lot of those vaccines came about, mostly just as a money grab from Big Pharma being able to charge the government for tons and tons of money for a minimally effective vaccine that they may or may not have at first thought was actually
right. I don't know what they thought, I hate the government, so I don't give them a full break, but I think some of it was them trying to figure out shit on the fucking fly. But what really sucked is when they finally settled on this vaccine it's almost like I know other countries were like looking into better options and we're just like, nope, this is it. You guys get this. And because big pharma needs to make a lot of money off it, so we're not going to try and find anything more effective or fucking better than this. Well, other countries were at least fucking trying to fucking come up with other shit.
And I do blame Trump.
Yeah.
He's the one that got a fast track.
No, I agree. Yeah, I always bring that up. It's like this is whatever everyone thinks, Operation fucking whatever storm. What the fuck did he call it? Whatever to speed it up. That was him.
Warp Speed.
Warp Speed. Thank you. Yeah,
Operation
Operation Warp Speed. I think he thought that was going to be a big hit for him, and then when his base wasn't down, when they all wanted ivermectin or whatever, he's trying to rewrite history there. But my final thought is the reason I wasn't all conspiratorial against it is people remember the people that got it at first were the elderly, and then the power, like literally Trump and everyone in Congress and Biden, they all got it. And usually if something's iffy, they'll experiment on the poor. They won't experiment on themselves. So I don't think they thought it was going to be deadly or anything. But yeah, it did not work the way they promised it. I got COVID, then I got the shot, and then I got COVID 2 more times. So
yeah, my sister-in-law got COVID 2 more times after getting the shot. And it was funny, after the first time she got COVID again after getting the shot, she's like, I'm not going to get a booster. I don't need it now. I got COVID. I have the antibodies now.
Yeah. Nope.
And I remember her mom got really mad at her for saying that. Like, what do you mean you're not going to get your boosters? She's like, I don't have to. I got COVID. I have the antibodies. They're like, no, you need the vaccine. And she's like, no, that's not how this works.
All right, I'm gonna get the video ready. Before I do, one quick question: Alligator, Alcatraz, pro, con, indifferent. What do you think, Liquid?
Pro, but mostly for the memes.
I saw a meme like how quickly they put that thing up, but can't put up other buildings that quickly.
In fact, environmentalists are really upset about it because they didn't have time to do any environmental impact studies. It's on a damn airport, by the way. It's a temporary building on an airport.
Ryan Grimm is one of the reporters I really like. He does YouTube. Unfortunately, he talks dull like me, so he's hard to listen to sometimes, but he's done great breaking stories. He actually, and he does, even though he's kind of progressive, he does, he holds people accountable. Like he's the one that broke the Tara Reid story against Joe Biden, and he's done other good shit. But yeah, he's down there in Florida, and he drove by and like kind of taped it, and apparently there's like one way in, one way out. So if there's like a unexpected hurricane where they don't get people out in time, it's going to be a fucking mess. But I'll say I'm against it, but
on the other hand, man, I also looked up, because I was another thing that I looked up, in anticipation of talking about it today. The ice facilities that they already have are like 40% overcrowded, or overcrowded by like 40%. And they're already notorious for not being able to give people the care and attention that they need.
Right.
I guess I should say, medical attention, food, exercise, all that stuff, because it's so overcrowded. Yeah. So detention centers like these temporary building detention centers, are a way to alleviate that. And I can't imagine that being in an overcrowded ICE facility in the middle of a city is better than being in an air-conditioned tent out in the Everglades. You know what I mean? It's like, I think I'd rather go to the air-conditioned tent in the Everglades. Thank you. Actually have my own bunk and not like hot swapping with 3 other people.
I will say this: they did do a good job in that it does look, even though it doesn't look great, it does look a lot nicer than some of the temporary places that Obama had, migrants and immigrants staying. So
it doesn't look bad at all. It looks all nice and clean and new. Yeah,
I'll give them that. I'm more worried about the whole process, and then there's all the extra ice. I believe, I don't want to speak out of school, but I'm 90% sure ICE got a nice budget bump in the big beautiful bill as well.
They did. I think a couple billion.
Yeah, a nice one. So see what happens. I live in a city that has many, I'm guessing we have many immigrants and migrants. I'm not sure how many are undocumented, but I'm guessing I'm about to find out. So all right. Enough serious talk. We're still going to stay political, but we're going to do Dabbleverse politics here. We're going to watch our favorite buddy Tom Meyers, the anti-joke comedian who won't admit he's anti-comedy. He was on WATB this week. If you're not familiar with that show, they just had their 100th episode. It's called Who Are These Broadcasters? They are on the WATP network. Quick story. I didn't personally make an appearance on this show, but I when I did the original Dabbling in Politics roundtable, Christian Blott, who's one of the co-hosts on the show, he was part of it. He ended up kind of taking over the moderating duties, and he was great. So he contacted me and Douche of the Dabbleverse after that when Kamala Harris and Donald Trump did their one and only debate. He asked both Douche and I to record like 2 or 3 minute videos, summarizing the debate, what we thought of it or whatever. So I got to submit that. And for those that don't watch the show, Eric Zane is brutal. I mean, he actually ripped Douche way worse than me. But when my video played, he pretended to unalive himself with a telephone cord, rather than listen to my opinion, and then moon the camera, and then they had to take the video down and take that all out. So Carl didn't get his channel struck. So I have a little history with these guys, especially Christian. I talk to Christian sometimes. He's a great guy. But anyway,
yeah, Christian Blatt is definitely. I said I wasn't going to watch it, but I ended up watching it because I got about halfway through.
Okay,
Tom's part.
Yep.
Mostly because I was like, oh yeah, it's political stuff. I should probably check it out so I can have more of an opinion than I don't know.
Yeah, that was probably a good idea. Like I watched like a quarter or half of it myself, but that was like 5 days ago when it came out. So I don't remember much.
But Zane is brutal.
He is absolutely brutal. Yeah. So I knew I was gonna get killed, but yeah.
Brutally doesn't give a fuck even in this.
Right. And I'll be fair, like obviously the liberal gets made fun of worse on this, but he was, like I said, he was ripping Douche throughout the whole thing. It's just I got the ultimate rip when he pretended to unalive himself. So I took it in stride.
I mean, even in this, he's brutally indifferent.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Good. So all right, we will check it out. We're just gonna watch the Tom Meyers part, or else it'd be a 2-hour video. And I put it on 1 1/4 speed. Usually that's fine. Gets it a little faster, but doesn't really affect how it sounds. So here we go.
For Mr. Tom Meyers from Tom Meyers versus the Rest of the World. Tom, thank you so much for hanging out with Eric and I on our 100th episode.
Well, thank you so much for the invite, and thank you so much for getting the name of my podcast correct.
Jesus,
therefore,
Tom.
being one of the 10% of people who've managed to get it correct. And also,
well, maybe if it wasn't so goddamn wordy and nonsensical, Tom. I'm sure most people are like, "Oh, Tom Meyers versus the world," as it should be.
Yes.
The hell out of me by saying, "Hey, Tom, would you like to make another appearance on the Who Are These Podcasts channel once again?" So nobody's more surprised than me. So I anticipate the chat blowing up right now.
Well, yeah,
I anticipate aneurysms being had all over the internet.
So he's already got the shit. I probably should have thought of the word before I paused it. When people say you're like Jesus, like, oh, everyone's out to get me. Oh my God, the sacrificial, whatever, the complex, like everyone's out to get me. I know you guys are gonna fucking sabotage me. I know you're gonna come after me. So it's almost like he's putting up the defense shield before it even fucking happens.
Well, I mean, as Carl has mentioned about people like Tom and John and Chad and stuff and KB, it's because that's what they would do.
Right.
If he had somebody like, say, me on, he would have his finger on the trigger to boot me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's brutal. Yeah. Young old vibes. The forehead is going to be the least. If you haven't seen this guy, it's going to be least of your issues.
The forehead is one of his better features.
Yeah.
One of the least Googleable things on him.
His personality is what sucks, or his joke telling ability, his thin skin, all of it. It's terrible. I probably agree with Tom more than I disagree with him politically, but he's still terrible, and his political takes are horrible, and I hate that he's considered on my side. So I don't mind covering him. So when he says stupid fucking shit, like we can both call him out for it. It's fucking terrible.
Listen, nobody's more surprised than me. All right,
so soulless stuff. But don't even worry about that shit. Don't even worry about it, Tom.
If you want to talk to Tom, you do need to super chat. I'm going to tell them, Eric, no poor chats for Tom.
No,
only super chats.
No.
I'm sorry, what were you going to say, Tom?
Can I do my plugs now in case this interview goes tits up? Because
Okay,
I have a history of getting thrown off of.
Right. I
I
don't
love
think
his
that's the
plugs.
case.
His plugs are great.
Yeah. You have a history of leaving. Nobody boots you off, buddy. Yeah.
I was going to address it. I thought you.
You know what? He doesn't have an X account. When I was advertising this on X, I wanted to tag him in it, and I couldn't find it. So I went to his website, and
It's
yeah,
on Blue Sky.
he lists all his social media, and he has like everything but fucking X. I don't know if that's an anti-Elon thing. I don't know, but
More than likely, but
Yeah.
I know he did advertise that he's over on Blue Sky.
okay. Is that what it is?
Don't go on Blue Sky. It's Twitter for pedophiles, and that's not a joke.
Holy shit.
They,
I was like-
remember when Blue Sky first got popular, and everybody's like, when Elon went crazy, and everybody's like, "Oh, let's go to Blue Sky. Let's go to Blue Sky."
Yeah.
They literally came out with a
Mr. Z.
with Blue Sky literally came out with a disclaimer saying, "Yes, we know there's a lot of pedophiles and pedophilia on here. We're trying to take care of it as fast as we can."
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was the place where all the furries and pedophiles.
And he's-
That's not a joke. I'm not fucking kidding. Like, do not go over there and type in NSFW.
Yeah, I was gonna say
You'll get some crazy shit that you did not want to see. I tried it because I was like, nah, and I looked. I'm like, yeah, I'm out of here.
all right. So I won't look into it. Fair enough. Here we go.
Would never come on this channel again by your own choice. I think that no one's more surprised to see you on this channel right now than our buddy Carl. But obviously, Tom Meyers versus the rest of the world. And you let me know if you still have the Zoom show, Dat Fan and Friends. I wasn't sure what was current. I did look it up, but I want to make sure we promote whatever you're most interested in sending people to.
Yeah, of course. Listen, the big thing is the Patreon. The podcast is on summer hiatus, so I'm uploading a bunch of bonus stuff to the Patreon. Patreon.com/
Do you go on summer hiatus when you only put out one episode in the year?
Oh my god. Remember when he went live a couple weeks ago punching up jokes just like at the club or whatever, and it was like
It was fucking.
it was
It
so
wasn't
boring.
he wasn't even saying the jokes either.
Right. Like
He was
when he
just
did
go, ding, got another one.
Yeah.
Whenever he, like, do the jokes, I'm just like, the fuck is it? Tell us the jokes.
I remember when I saw he was live, I was like, oh, we could probably cover this. And then I watched like 15 minutes of it. I'm like, this is just fucking brutal. There's nothing you can make out of this. It's fucking
I did
that
exactly the same
Yeah.
thing. I was like, all right, more Tom content. And I'm looking at it going like, what the fuck is this?
bad. Yeah. Dude, like, I even like was nice to him in the comments, like, oh, maybe butter him up, get him on sometime. And I was like, ah, fuck this. I can't even watch this anymore. I'm like, I'm out. Jesus.
Meyers for my for the premium members. There's also
Anyway, his plugs
there's
is
also stuff for
his
Sorry, hold
Patreon.
on.
just a simple bonus tier member.
His plug is his Patreon. That was the only plug he
Yeah, that's his plugs. Is go to his Patreon to see his show.
yeah. To
And
pay
of course, don't
$5.
forget his Venmo. Don't forget his Venmo.
I know that's ugh. I'm still very small, but I'm like, I wonder, am I ever gonna get to that point where I throw that up? I'm like, as poor as I am, I don't think I am. But the only way I would is like, is if I actually thought I was providing something people like. I don't know. I think there's too many podcasters, whatever, streamers out there who, let's face it, people watch us because like they like us personally, they like what we're talking about, but they, they shouldn't be paying for this. You know what I mean? Type of thing. So it's like,
Oh yeah, I absolutely agree.
I was like, I'd have to get to a whole nother level before I even thought of that. And Tom, you're not there, but I digress.
So either way, you get something.
Right, exactly. And we appreciate that. Chad's missing upper lip. Thanks for the $1.99. Brevity, Tom, look into it. So that's pretty much the tone that we're expecting from our super chatters.
A higher super chat dollar amount. Look into it.
Oh my gosh, where's this? I didn't even know I was going to need this. There you go. I appreciate that. So I got the bell on that because I agree that we should definitely have some more. So obviously, Tom Meyers versus the rest of the world is a largely political conversation. So I thought it was a perfect fit to have you on for Who Are These Politics? And I do want to dive into it. And there are so many things from today that I haven't even scratched the surface of. There's the Alligator Alcatraz, the one big beautiful bill may or may not pass. It passed the Senate. That's stuff for next week.
Yeah, sorry. This was 5 days ago, so it's going to be kind of last week's politics for anyone. Obviously the Alligator Alcatraz is now a story. We briefly covered it, and the big beautiful bill has passed. But I think they will mostly be watching stuff from last week leading up to all that. So but we're more here to see how Tom reacts to these things and his awful jokes and his awful takes on the politics at hand here.
We have to look back, because that's the problem with doing a show once a week, Tom, is that sometimes you're dealing with stories that you're excited to get into, but everybody's moved on from them over the last week. But let's start off with Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth crediting President Trump for the accomplishment of the military action in Iran.
The bottom line here, President Trump directed the most complex and secretive military operation in history.
In history. So not D-Day, not Hiroshima, Nagasaki. If you want to look at the other side, 9/11 was very complicated. So, we're not celebrating that, but I'm just making the point that did this strike you as something that we have to characterize this way, or is Pete just trying to make sure he doesn't get fired?
Well, I will say that in the interest of full disclosure, like Mr. Secretary here, I am a documented alcoholic, been in recovery, haven't touched a drop of alcohol in 13 years and change. So, but I've known people like Pete Hegseth. I've gone drinking with people like Pete Hegseth, and like it can't be that much of a complex operation if the battle plan could easily be concocted by just like a drunk guy just spurting stuff into a bar.
Did he take notes? Do you notice he's like looking down? I don't know if I'm crazy, but I don't know what he's about to say. I don't know if he wrote down a joke or if he just took notes on all this or what.
Well, he's going to try to tell a joke.
Okay, he keeps looking down. Real quick, what do you? Because I find it interesting as you being more on the right, but not really. You're not in the MAGA cult or anything. What do you think about these guys kind of like ass kissing like Trump? Like I forgot to bring it up when we talked about the big beautiful bill, but how Trump won some of the how he turned some of the votes by giving like autographed swag, like autographed "Make America Great" hats, and I think like there was some other congressman, he let him pick out anything from the pro shop, his golf pro shop or whatever. And then they made like TikTok videos with the fucking swag, and I'm like, what are we fucking doing here? I don't know. I find it
true. I kind of feel like if your vote is for sale for such a low price, that
dude, it was. This is what I'm saying. There's no way that's what put it over the top. But
yeah,
that's
dude,
what
that
like
can't be true.
But well, no, it's true that they got the shit.
I'm sure
we'll cover it for next time. Yeah, and I think they want to make their little goofy TikToks. But supposedly that was the story, and it's like I don't know. Maybe it was a reward for you know what I mean. Oh, thanks for. I don't know, man. It's fucking. But anyway, it's obvious that a lot of these, MAGA is king on the right, so they gotta almost cuck the Trump, and it's like as a non-MAGA person, does that bother you at all? Like, I don't know. I think it's embarrassing, but just the way Trump is never wrong. Everything's the biggest and greatest or whatever.
It's honestly at this point, just politics as usual. As far as I'm concerned, it's the same thing on the left. It's the same thing on the right. It's the same thing everywhere. It's just sort of politics as usual these days. Where dear leader, regardless of who dear leader is, cannot be wrong about anything, and that goes, that still goes for Biden, Obama, Trump, Bush, you name it. Dear leader cannot be wrong.
Right, they always back, but obviously it's a little more ass kissy with Trump. But I get your point. I think it's almost like too much. Real quick, I checked it, Oscar. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you making that for me. And Mr. Z, by the way, do you know what Cumtown is?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I never watched it, but I've heard of it and I know what it is. Yeah, I believe that's where Tom is from.
Yeah,
was Cumtown, but I know him just because Carl started covering him on Who Are These Podcasts years ago.
That's how I know him. So yesterday on Between Two Hacks, we watched a very small snippet of this in a clip, and they brought up Cumtown, and I thought they were just making fun of Clown Town by calling it Cumtown. So then finally I was like, what the hell is Cumtown? And Echo's like, you don't know what that is? And my buddy Mr. Z was floored that I didn't know what Cumtown was. I'm like, I don't know, man. It sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't know if that's just in my head because Cumtown and Clown Town. I don't know, but yeah, I thought they were mocking Clown Town, but
It sounds like a mocking name, but yeah,
Right,
it was a
yeah.
real thing.
Mm.
Apparently extremely popular. I think
Yeah.
it's still a thing, Mr. Z. I don't know.
Yeah, he told me to check it out. I don't know if it's still going around, but actually, I think it is because I think in the clip I watched, which is probably in here, that they supposedly offered him like $1,000 to come on or something. There might have been somebody else. I'll wait till it comes up in the clip. But yeah, he told me to check.
Let's go. Let's find people who look Muslim and just hell with it. Let's just get them like that. That's pretty much their battle plan right there.
I do think that might be the internal
or
dialogue after
taking out Iran's nuclear facilities, nuclear enrichment facilities. That could probably the second part of the plan. After let's go kill a bunch of Muslims. With the least amount of collateral damage as possible.
If only we had taken it out. We'll see.
After he asked them to leave the bottle of Maker's Mark in front of him. But he's really out there pounding his badly tattooed chest about the accomplishment. And Eric, why don't you read this from Chad's Missing Upper Lip?
Chad's Missing Upper Lip is here, and he writes, in the world of hot takes, that was lukewarm, Tom.
All right, but
I think he's suggesting that you're holding something back.
I'm just getting warmed up, fucker. Come on.
Yeah. And by the way, Chad, we just said that we.
Does Tom think he's a badass? I that's something I've always wondered too. If he thinks he's cool, funny, clever, does he realize he fucking, dude? You don't look cool. No offense. You'd have to change your look too if you wanted to be like a badass. Not that I couldn't pull off a badass, and I look way more of a badass than that look. But the way he talks, the way he presents himself, but then he tries to act tough when he thinks he's being like attacked. When he's really thin-skinned. So I always wonder what he actually thinks of himself, if it's just a ploy or if he thinks he's clever and tough.
I have no idea.
Clue.
Because he's one of these guys that, sometimes he'll act tough, sometimes he'll play the victim. I don't know what to do. So it goes back and forth all the time. I think he's just a spaz.
Yeah, just like SJ.
Would like more than $1.99 per super chat. So yeah, this is what
I'm not reading anything $2 and under.
That's right. We'll put that on there. No super chats for $2. So Pete, and people make fun of me for calling him Pete Hegseth. I do know it's Hegseth, or I just mixed them up. It's fun to get his name mix and match. So he is very proud of our military, and I think all of us except for Eric Zane are proud of our military. But the media isn't proud enough.
Half-truths, spun information, leaked information, and then spin it in every way we can to try to cause doubt and manipulate the public mind over whether or not our brave pilots were successful.
So he's angry at the media, Tom. And Eric, you've known people to have a few too many pops right before work. Does he move like an angry drunk, like Tom and I might think?
I can't say. I don't have that type of ability to determine anything about
no.
Yeah, no, and I don't even think Tom himself was a drunk. I still question it. I think we talked about that once before. He doesn't, for someone that was supposedly a drunk, he doesn't know a lot about alcohol or drugs or anything. But
that is true, right? Yeah, he knows very little about alcohol or drugs and stuff like that. But he insists that he was a big alcoholic. So
I don't doubt that he drank, but I think I don't know if he was actually a bad alcoholic like he claims. But who knows?
Yeah, he might have had. He was on a tear. He was up to having like 2 beers a night.
Yeah, something.
He was really going. He was sliding down that hill, and he really needed to stop drinking.
It reminds me of when Jake briefly told us, I was on a stream and everyone was sober recently, or not recently. So everyone had gone sober. So and I think Ashley Cummings was on. She's like, "Oh, that's great, guys." And Jake's like, "Yeah, I haven't had a drink in whatever few years." So I was like, "Oh, Jake, how'd you stop?" He's like, I just didn't have it in the house anymore. I don't think Jake was an alcoholic. I think he just stopped drinking type of thing. So, but he felt a little left out. So that's what Tom reminds me of.
This guy's state of mind. I'm impressed that Tom is, but he seems fine to me. But I'm not the smartest guy in the world.
We're looking at the whole body of work, I guess, Tom. Maybe that's the difference.
This is again, recovering Alky here. There is no one more adept at spinning half-truths than someone who's just gone about and and just consumed a few too many.
You're saying he's drunk right now?
there's literally no other explanation. I mean, he definitely has like, you know, open micer who needs to do a few shots before he takes the stage energy. And like, again, like the half truths, you can spin them, you can do whatever you want, but ultimately it's like, oh, listen, I thought that lady's ass was my glass of beer. All right. I mean, listen, I didn't
like, that's not funny.
It
Like-
is not. Also, I will say that I enjoy a cocktail on more occasions than I should probably admit to.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
And I don't understand this half-truth thing just because you drink.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because Tom's trying to make a point that doesn't make any sense. I get it.
Yeah, I've always like, I don't know. I never bought into that. Like case in point, how many times has someone gotten drunk and then fooled around with someone they would not have fooled around with sober? So you're not attracted to that person sober, so it's not a truth. You know what I mean? Like alcohol doesn't. I don't even think it brings out the truth in people and shit like that. I just never. I never went with that. It might put your guard down so you slip up and say something truthful, but I don't buy that.
Yeah,
that
that's
it's like a truth
generally
serum.
my
Yeah.
problem. Like when I drink, I do not even go on social media. Stop doing that. You know, shortly after I got on Facebook, I found out, oh wait, yeah, I should not be typing things when I'm drunk because I say a bunch of stupid shit that I regret in the morning.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's talking about either, Mr. Z. You'll if you keep watching Tom, he doesn't make a lot of sense. He's hit or miss. Some of his shit is just so boring it's not even watchable, but I like watching him when he's on with like, other people, like when he was on WATP, this. And sometimes some of his shit is funny as fuck. He's got these yes men and they're just cackling at fucking lunacy. So he doesn't make a lot of sense of what he says.
I didn't know that was there. You guys are making this into nothing.
Well, speaking of ladies, Chad's missing upper lip with another $1.99. Now, if you add the three of them up to almost $6, now we're starting to talk. Chad,
Now we're cooking.
He's suggesting, this is Chad's missing upper lip. I'm suggesting Tom sucks and isn't smart. All right, but I mean, I feel like
Tom, do you suck and are you not smart?
I mean, listen, that's been up for debate for so many years. I mean, I've fueled enough. I poured enough gasoline on that particular fire.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna help the segment a little bit. For $50, I bet you could get Tom to say that he sucks and isn't smart. I'm just guessing. Maybe it might take 100 in honor
for the nice red super chat. That's not a 99-cent super sticker.
You need a couple of those.
I have a question, Christian.
Yes,
if
sir.
some guy whose initials are KH chats, does KH have to put a dollar amount to
Well,
his chat?
he's the boss, so we're gonna let Carl go ahead. Carl Hamburger, HAMBURGER. If Carl has a chat, Carl can bring up. Oh, no. Carl, we're your friends. What are you doing to us, Carl? Are we treating Tom like a real guest? Is this the Shuley Network? Tom is a real guest. He was kind enough to respond to my invite.
I'm pretty sure that's not really Carl.
It's tough to tell. I don't know.
Carl says he only goes on as WATP on the
ATP,
WATP account, and that's Carl Heberger,
Burger.
like correctly spelled.
Yeah, it'd be a little weird to sabotage your own show, but I know he doesn't. Him and Tom are, not very friendly with one another. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I know, man. Everyone tells me about Cumtown. I might have to check it out. I'm afraid to type anything called Cumtown, but
It's gonna destroy your algorithm.
yeah, I'll give it a try. Hopefully, some other weird shit doesn't. I'm gonna find myself in the same, shit that I almost made a second Jake joke. The same shit Jake watches, but we'll see.
Seriously, stay in your goddamn lane.
Yeah.
Trying to do a show here, Carl.
Yeah, and considering that Carl in recent memory has had Michael Gavin Ali, Skinny Chad Zumach, and also Clearwater Chad.
I mean, the guy's been here for 2.5 minutes. Jesus Christ. Everybody's so
I'd love to
goddamn
have
critical
Clearwater
around.
Chat on. I like Clearwater Chat.
Oh, I can. Yeah, dude. I think I could definitely. I did. I've done a few live streams with him. I've done one where it was like us two. But I've also been around random shit where he's been on it. But yeah, I think I told the story. The one time I tried doing something with Chad, I went on his channel, and that's back when he was basically just pretending to be Stuttering John and a couple other people. He hadn't yet done the Chad Zumach and the fucking Ray and all that. And the whole thing was, I was like, hey man, pretend to be John. I'll interview you, be like a political interview, and you answer as John. and he kept forgetting and was answering as himself. So he was giving like real insightful. He actually knew more about politics than I would have thought. It was surprising. But it ended up being a more serious thing. It was supposed to be funny. It was supposed to be like a parody, but instead of answering like John, he was answering like himself. So, but no, he might be
He'd probably be
entertaining
fun to have
get
on this show. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I got his email. I'll give him a holler.
Here.
We've got more.
I usually only last 2.5 minutes. Just ask my blow up doll. But
we've got Pete Hegseth getting into it now with Kelly O'Donnell from NBC, because if there's nothing that a mean drunk likes more, it's yelling at a woman.
There's a reason the president calls out fake news for what it is. These pilots, these refuelers, these fighters, these air defenders, the skill and the courage it took to go into enemy territory flying 36 hours on behalf of the American people in the world to take out a nuclear program is beyond what anyone in this audience can fathom. And then the instinct, the instinct of CNN, the instinct of the New York Times is to try to find a way to spin it for their own political reasons, to try to hurt President Trump or our country. They don't care what the troops think. They don't care what the world thinks. They want to spin it to try to make him look bad based on a leak. Of course, we've all seen plenty of leakers. And what do leakers do? They have agendas.
The leak.
Yeah, that's what they do is they
like
leak.
Dank DeMoss.
Well, we did talk about what that.
his boss is the P-tape guy. Don't say leak. Don't say leak. No. Don't bring up that.
Dude, that's just terrible. Shut the fuck up. I get angry listening to him sometimes.
Wasn't that that's from the Steele dossier, right?
Yeah, the pizza. Like, even if it was true, I didn't give a fuck. I don't care if Donald Trump, like, it was never proven, but I don't give a fuck if he paid women to pee on the bed or pee on, like, who fucking cares? I guess if you're a comedian, but you know,
that is also true.
Yeah,
but I mean, that whole Steele dossier
ended up being
proven fake. Anyway, but do you think Trump would care if they're threatening? I don't think Trump doesn't seem like the kind of person that would take blackmail of somebody threatening to release tapes of women peeing on him. He would probably put them out himself.
Right. That, like I was gonna say, even if it ended up being true, it wouldn't have hurt him. It wouldn't have hurt him. So who gives a? And I get, like, if you're a comedian, okay, the president wanting to be peed on is funny, but not the way Tom tells it. I mean, there's funnier ways to tell it, but
there's definitely a joke in there,
right?
It's just not what Tom said was not the joke.
Yeah, Tom's not the one to come up with this joke or whatever and beat it into the don't say pee. Like, that's something like a little kid would. I never got these low hanging fruit jokes. They're just not funny. If some child can come up with it, it's not fucking funny.
All right. Now, don't say leak around Trump. He gets a little excited.
Mr. Z, are you fucking with me here?
No, I just saw it on. I just saw it on X, and I thought it was a fake, but he just said it, so I'm going back to it. Somebody posted on X.
I will definitely.
That's what's going to bring up next. They got the Epstein. There it is. Full video on Breaking 911 has it on X.
Okay. Well, I'll be checking that out after. Thank you, Mr. Z. It'd be nice if we finally got something on fucking Epstein. It's weird that Bongino and Patel, they claim he killed himself, so which I don't think any of us believe. But
it says here DOJ releases 10+ hour long surveillance footage they say proves no one entered Jeffrey Epstein's cell prior to his death.
All right. Oh, so it's probably going to be 10 hours of just nothing, of just showing no one entered, right?
Yeah, it's just there's a guy there's some inmates walking around in the background downstairs, and it's just on his door.
Interesting. All right. Thank you, Mr. Z. I'll definitely check that out after.
That vision.
Do you think President Trump is a little nervous there? Is that running through his mind that can we move on from the leaks at this moment?
100%.
So
Whitten.
obviously, Pete Hegseth, as a former weekend Fox News anchor, he is someone who kind of still sees the world as a ratings battle. He's calling out NBC because he's probably still got some loyalty. But in this one, he goes after a former coworker, Jennifer Griffin, who covers the Pentagon for Fox. And what does JFK Head Chunk say, Easy, before he gets to the next
a comment? I don't know what he means. It says, "What's this Tom fella do for a living? Not comedy." That's
not far off.
Chad's missing upper lip for $1.99. Says,
oh boy.
he's creatively putting the word. I can't even say it, can I?
You could say S.A. We know what that means. Yeah.
If Zane R.A. Ped, Tom, he'd have a funny bone.
Well,
Okay.
the joke's on you, Chad. We all know that Eric's dick doesn't work.
Well, and also the joke was around, I think, before either of us were born. So try a little harder there, Chad's missing upper lip. Try like writing shit like I do. But go ahead. You know?
I've never seen mangy
Mangy
before.
says,
Mangy.
I dare Tom to reply via joke in 10 words or less.
Well,
so Tom,
for less than
No, that's funny.
I was gonna say,
I was just gonna say some of these chats are funnier than this fucking guy, you know, and he's supposed to be the comedian. Actually, I dare to say none of them were worse than anything Tom has said. And some are even fucking better. Man, I would love if we could get this guy on. I might reach out to
Zane?
Tom.
Tom?
Yeah. I might reach out to my semi inside source. We can talk about it after. I think it might cost a few bucks, but I don't think anything major. So we'll see if it's worth it.
But how about $10? How about $10 or more, and then you'll get a joke in 10 words or less. Yeah, how about that?
Tom, FMK, Lizzo,
Tank DeMoss and Trisha Paytas.
I don't know what the fuck.
Do you know who those large women are? Lizzo, obviously, everybody knows. Dank DeMoss is someone we were just showing when you were backstage.
Okay.
She's the rapper, and Trisha Paytas is an influencer. So I don't know if Tom's able to rank the F, marry, kill on those because he doesn't know who they all are.
Well, I think given I'm going deep into the bowels of social media, I think I was hoping that all three of them could team up and F, marry, and K me just in one fell swoop.
Just one fell
You'd
swoop.
be dead.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you don't look that physical, Tom.
But Chad's missing upper lip again. I blame Carl for allowing this for shame Carl. I didn't tell Carl. I wanted this to be a surprise to everyone.
Yeah, it is. Carl is taking a shit on it like the cock that he is.
The three of us and one other person are the only ones who knew that this was happening. And,
so fuck that.
We appreciate Tom being here. I do.
There goes your Christmas bonus.
Yeah, well, that's all right. You know what? I already have a. Who are these?
Tom is telling. So when I have like virtual quarterly meetings with the big bosses at work, he's telling the jokes that the boss tells that everyone fake laughs at. The kiss asses fake laugh at. Like that. That's what these jokes remind me of. These no Christmas bonus this year, like because you didn't kiss my ass, and that's the kind of shit that these fucking bosses I have tell, and then only the kiss asses fucking laugh at it. It's terrible.
Yeah, you said the same thing about the show of Tom's that we listened to.
Did I?
The other day, I think you said exactly the same thing. During his monologue or whatever, where you got the one guy tell that the boss is there telling awful jokes, and all the kiss asses going, oh yeah, it's funny.
I think it happens way too much at my company. That's why it's one of my pet peeves. So it must be stuck in my fucking head. I didn't even know I said it. Sorry,
my boss
Tom.
is actually legitimately funny. So
you lucky bastard. One of my bosses is from Ireland, so it's like the accent is like holy shit. So even trying to understand, it's like Husey running a meeting. It's not easy. Except Husey's funny, unlike this guy.
Podcasts coaster, so it's
fine.
I don't need another one. It's fine. So let's get to the Secretary of Defense calling out a former coworker who asks a question.
Certainty that all the highly enriched uranium was inside the Fordo Mountain, or some of it, because there were satellite photos that showed more than a dozen trucks there 2 days in advance. Are you certain none of that highly enriched uranium was moved?
Of course. Okay, so it's the kind of question that I think a reporter should ask. It's a very boring question, but I included it because I don't think the question matches the answer.
We're watching every single aspect. But Jennifer, you've been about the worst. The one who misrepresents the most intentionally what the president says. I'm familiar.
About the ventilation shafts on Saturday night. And in fact, I was the first to describe the B-2 bombers, the refueling, the entire mission with great accuracy. So I take issue with that.
I appreciate you acknowledging that this was the first the most successful mission based on operational security that this department has done since you've been here. And I appreciate that.
Wait.
Yeah. So go ahead.
First he hates her and then he kisses her ass.
Well, I think he realized that it might have been.
Personally, I kind of want to know the answer to the question.
Because it's, I mean, who knows who to believe, but I actually saw something yesterday where supposedly they removed it way ahead of time because Trump was threatening. But we'll never know because our government's going to say they got it and Iran's going to say they moved it. So,
well, I found it funny because it was even something that you said that they didn't have it at all. And then we bombed it, and then they say, "Oh yeah, well we moved it." I said, "Well, wait, you said you didn't have it at all. You said you didn't have that sort of stuff, and then now you moved it. Like, okay,
Yeah,
it's Iran,
great.
man. What are you gonna? I mean,
Yeah, that's Hughesy is funny. Ridden, I wanted to ask you something. Maybe you missed this. I'm getting to the point, still small, but I'm actually. There were times where like I'd go weeks without getting any subscribers. We're getting new subscribers like every week now, so I was thinking I might start appointing 1 or 2 mods eventually. I didn't know if you were interested because you were one of the OGs. So if
I
you're
just get Nightbot.
and Mr. Z, we can talk. You're my agent, so we can talk later. But I saw. Sorry, I already brought up what I saw. So I was just thinking. Well, I get why Iran would lie, and I get why we would lie. Unfortunately, I think things are getting to the point where these countries are going to figure out they're better off actually having nuclear weapons. At least their leaders are going to realize it, because, we don't ever overtake the people that have it. We don't. Kim Jong-un gets to be a fucking psycho because we're afraid he's going to, nuke South Korea. So I don't know if Iran, I hate to say this, if they're smart, if they're capable, they might want to secretly build something because you can't trust us anymore. And I almost think.
Well, I'm sorry. As speaking to the
Go ahead.
North Korean thing, at least Kim Jong Un, keeps it in the borders, keeps his lunacy in the borders. I think.
Yeah, I know. Just
Iran's problem is that they don't. Iran makes their problems everybody's problem.
Yeah, the whole. I mean, I don't like it. Like even our allies over there, Saudi Arabia and Israel, I fucking hate. The whole fucking. No one seems to keep their shit together over there. But yeah, I have kind of a controversial take. I was almost I'm not afraid to say it, but people might think I'm crazy, but fuck it. Indirectly, I almost think things could be safer if Iran was able to get nukes, because then there wouldn't be a war to overthrow them. Maybe Israel will back off a little bit. I don't know, but we'll see.
The problem is the likelihood that they would actually use them. Which is pretty likely.
Yeah, and like I said, I could be naive on this. I know I've said this before, where I always assume that these leaders wouldn't, because they have very good lives, but they're usually ripping off their countrymen and are rich. And hopefully someone would stop them, but you never know. What does scare me is, if any of those countries would scare me, it'd be the Islamic ones, because they think they got like 100 virgins waiting for any country that has suicide bombers, and they might not be afraid to die. So
yeah, it's probably not great to give them nuclear weapons when they're willing to strap a bomb to their chest and walk into a crowded area.
So I will give you that point. If any of the people were going to do it, it would be countries like this. So maybe my point, maybe I'll take it back. Maybe I think it's.
Oh, and as to the strike, the bombing, I've come around on it. I think it actually worked. Now, how long? Who knows? I'd say give it a year before we count as being a success. But the strike was actually pretty amazing. The technology and what happened and what went down was absolutely insanity. It was basically shit that people said we can't do, and we just fucking went in and did it. Dropped 2 bunker buster bombs in the same damn hole 6 times.
Yeah, I think besides being anti-war, I get what you're saying. If this is all it is, then I get why you'd be okay with it. I just worry that, I don't think anyone trusts us anymore. Like, we had a nuclear treaty with them, they were abiding by it. We rip it up and then fake like we're gonna negotiate. Oh, I need 2 weeks, and then they just bomb. I don't know why anyone would trust anything we say anymore. So,
as I said, I think as I said before, I think it was just Netanyahu going off the reservation and sandbagging that the negotiations for Trump that led to.
Yeah, he's definitely absolutely.
Who knows? Maybe his wife is friends with her or something, because they used to work together.
Or he just, she was the one who got away. She was the coworker who turned down his advances. Plus, all the other reporters now are just looking at her like, "Hey, you work with the fucker, you bitch. Don't look to us to save you."
I would like if Pete Alexander turned to her and said that. She's not the only one, though. When Trump's on the stage, we have to give credit. Look, we have our favorite reporter on this show is Peter Ducey, because he asked the important questions no one else will ask. He asked a doozy about Alligator Alcatraz that we'll have to show next week. But
is it a doozy for the media or just a doozy for him? Because I've seen the questions he asks, and he does do all these sort of like mental gymnastics, like, my daddy got me this job, I'd better not disappoint.
Right. Peter Ducey asked the kind of questions that are perfect for a show like this. Tom.
I don't think Tom likes Peter Ducey either.
I think Tom likes a lot of people. I'm not a fan either, but yeah,
I love Ducey. He is great. He's been even doing the Ducey stuff with Trump's administration as well. So
yeah, I can't say I watch a lot. I used to unfortunately, most of the coverage I would get would be like, to be fair, is something like Jon Stewart covering it on the Daily Show, shit like that. So I'm getting the satirical side, but I don't know if he's going after Trump too. Maybe I'll give him a second chance, Mr. Ducey. My landscape boss, that's his favorite. I know he loves that fucking guy. So, and if Tom hates him, maybe he's not so bad.
Because he asked the same tough questions of the Biden administration that he does to Trump. But somebody that I don't usually give credit to is Caitlin Collins from CNN. So now, anytime it's her turn, like half of her time is eaten up with something like this from the president.
New CNN? Oh, yeah. Here we go. When do you hear this question?
Thank you, sir.
You should really say how great our soldiers and our warriors are.
I think everyone appreciates our soldiers and our warriors. I do.
Eric, do you appreciate our soldiers and our warriors?
Whatever. They're getting paid. Fuck those guys. I don't give a
shit. Sorry that I've got you in the firing line on that, Tom. All right.
That's kind of what I mean by Zane.
Yeah.
Brutally not giving a shit.
Right. Like, so you can imagine when I was up there, he's watching a video of me say why I thought Harris won a debate, the fucking shit he was doing. It was fucking crazy.
See what Caitlin Collins wants to ask.
Warriors. I do have two questions for you, Mr. President. You just cited Israeli intelligence on these attacks. Earlier, you said U.S. intelligence was inconclusive. Are you relying on Israeli intelligence for your assessment of the impact of the strikes?
No, this is also Iran made the statement, and it's also.
So she's asking, are you relying on intelligence from Israel? And he's like, no. Iran said it too. So he's like, no.
Yeah.
Our intelligence sucks, but the Israeli one's good, and Iran said it, so it must be true.
Also, like, Caitlin Collins isn't exactly a bleeding heart liberal. Like, she was in, she's done a lot of work for conservative outlets, and also not a lot of people know this. CNN is owned by Discovery and Warner Brothers, and one of the board members is a guy named John Malone, who is a huge Donald Trump contributor and supporter. In fact, they've gotten rid of a lot of their sort of left-leaning commentators over the years, like Don Lemon, and then they got rid of Chris Cuomo before he kind of spiraled and went into this sort of both sidesism on what's been called the Nick at Night of news.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because you can see that this clip is actually from News Nation, which is we've had a lot of Chris Cuomo on this show, mostly because he took the time to talk to Bailyn Dupree, who is a TikToker with Tourette's, who may or may not have Tourette's. So Chris Cuomo asks the tough questions. He asks the important questions. I want to. There's money.
So just real quick, I just sorry, metal. I didn't see your question right away. So under when they first signed it, we inspected so many times, and they were abiding by it. Not until then it got ripped up under Trump, and they even still abided by it at first. This is ripped up by Trump, and when he was president from 2016 to 2020. It was only after that, and what are they supposed to do? I'm not a fan of Iran, but if I sign a fucking, a treaty and I abide by it, then you rip it up and I still abide by it and you're still pushing me, then fuck you. I'm going to build the bomb, and why should I wouldn't, like, we lied to them. Like, we lied, why would you tell the US the truth if they're just fucking lying to you? I know it's tough because we're Americans and obviously we want our side to win and everything. I'm just trying to put myself in their shoes, and that's all.
And it's tough to know exactly what's going on because we're talking about people with a lot more information than we have. They might have been up to something. I don't know. I looked into it a little bit at the time, and there was a treaty that Trump did basically rip up and reinstated sanctions against Iran. Part of the treaty was that they wouldn't be sanctioned, and I guess he wanted to sanction them. I don't know why.
I even think at that time, I forget fucking what's his face, Bolton. He had Bolton. If that's when it happened, that guy's had a hard on for fucking Iran forever. So, I thought we were gonna go after Iran Trump's first term because of fucking Bolton, but thankfully not. But second term,
Or maybe it's just bad advice by Bolton.
could be. Yeah, like
'Cause,
people.
I mean- Oh, go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say, people forget that. Well, people might not forget, but Trump had a lot. He had a lot of the swamp in his cabinet the first time. I mean, he's got a lot of unqualified people this time, but he also had a lot of scary Washington, insiders the first time, probably giving him terrible advice.
Yeah, which he eventually, they ended up getting rid of. That's why his first term he had so much turnover.
Right.
Is they'd be like, oh no, he even said he'd listen to that. We've talked about this before. He even said he listened to the wrong people.
Yep.
On his first term, and he knows, what he's doing now.
On the table. Go ahead, Easy. Mention it.
Chad's missing upper lip is burning a hole in his pocket with John leaves, and we're stuck with Tom. Ugh.
Listen, I don't bitch out because the trolls are too mean. I still do my shit, and unlike Stuttering John, I stick around and I keep my show to the topics at hand, which is the various news stories, and I don't deal with the trolls.
Wow,
So.
you're like tough talking Stuttering John. That's like fucking flipping a quadriplegic out of his chair.
Thank you for the $2.
A drunk, yeah. Free Cajun Love. Thanks for gifting 5 Who Are These Podcast memberships, and we appreciate that. So, Carl, what do you say now? Tom's getting people to gift memberships to the channel. Surely you should appreciate that.
Carl's the worst human in America right now for that sideways attack of his. Horrible human being.
I didn't say that. Chad's missing upper lip. Base level knowledge. Tom sucks. Zero actual thought. I mean, you just compared yourself to Stuttering John. You want to talk about somebody who shouldn't be talking about politics. The Army Major, Robert Ojeda, Mr. Ojeda, has to really do all the heavy lifting on that show. JFK Headchunk, great work.
Ooh, I like you, Christian, and you're actually not wrong, but that's a very low bar on that fucking show.
Yeah, that's not quite the heavy lift that he's saying. It's kind of light, actually.
Tom, thanks for stopping by. Take care. No. We've got some more videos to look at with Tom. I know what you're trying to do. Carl, you're saying the ends justify the means. If the end, end is money, Carl, yes, I 100% say that the end.
Listen, hate dollars are still dollars. All right, they still pay the bills.
They are saying
deal with it.
Has to go, but I need to make sure that we get to a clip where President Trump is asked about how the head of NATO earlier in this afternoon referred to him as daddy, and Trump likes it. But the key to this clip is to watch Marco Rubio behind it, the Secretary of State, when he's asked about being called daddy.
Rutte, the NATO chief, who is your friend, he called you daddy earlier. Do you regard your NATO allies as kind of children?
No, he likes me.
Oh, he's got a nose like me.
If he doesn't, I'll let you know. I'll come back and I'll hit him hard, okay? No, he did it very affectionate. Daddy, you're my daddy.
So Trump tries to Trump his way out of it, but she's like, okay, but I did ask you a question.
Do you regard your NATO allies, though, as kind of like children, and they're obviously listening to you and they're spending more, and you're obviously appreciative of that, but do you hope that actually they're going to be able to defend themselves, defend Europe on their own without...
I think they need help a little bit at the beginning.
And we could stop it there because Rubio composes himself, Tom.
At least he answered it. I mean, he was being. I thought that the exchange was fine, but you're right. Rubio laughing at that is outstanding.
Yeah, that's the money shot. Yeah.
It must be very awkward for Trump to hear someone refer to him as daddy and then not think, "Oh, I want to fuck this guy."
Like probably.
He said he wanted to bang his daughter. It's out there.
That
all your shit.
No, you didn't.
If he was.
Yeah, he said he would date her. Like, don't get me wrong.
He said if it wasn't his daughter, he would date her.
Right. I still think there's creepy shit there. Like I think with
it's creepy.
But yeah, what bothers me is Tom's acting like he just said something so shocking and risque. Like, how many times that joke's been said, Tom? A million times better again than that. Like he's like, oh, it's out there. Like he's being like heckled. It's like, dude, you're just fucking terrible, man. It's fucking
only
awful.
For like the last 10 years.
What's up, Ava? You've been making the rounds everywhere. Were you on with MKE the other day, last night, something like that?
I still got to watch that one.
I haven't seen it either. Every time I look, I get like a thumbnail or something, and there's Ava. All right, it's back to this fucking hack.
In her father, he would date her. I think that does imply what you're saying. Oh my gosh, free Cajun Love, $5. Wasn't watching live. Didn't know Tom was on. My mistake. All right. Well, that's
There we go. Big spender. Big spender. No more blue super chats.
Tom's looking for money cash hose. That's what he let me know. All right. Let's move it to a local election that there's a lot of interest in. The mayoral primary, easy for me to say, in New York City for Zoran Mamdani. Which, by the way, my favorite Adam Sandler movie. Don't mess with the Zoran. In some cases, I know you hated that joke, Easy. Don't look at me. In some cases, his win is being celebrated because of who lost. And that would be true of Brad Lander, who also lost. But he's very excited that Mamdani's win means someone else lost.
Andrew Cuomo is in the past. He is not the present or future of New York City.
This guy was running for something?
I think he was running for the nomination too.
Yeah, for Democrat mayor. This guy's goofy.
Yeah.
Actually, I kind of like him. Maybe you do need that kind of mayor for New York.
Like, as we know, there was only two not real options, but two people with a real shot. And obviously he was one of the people that had no chance. But yeah.
Well, I mean, just from what I've seen so far, I haven't met a lot of New Yorkers in person, but I don't know about
that.
Good fucking riddance.
Oh,
it's a little bit of a silent assassin of a clip, Easy, because you're like, why the fuck are we?
That's when you know you have no chance in politics. You're like, fuck it. Maybe I'll get some traction or some clips if I drop a fucking F-bomb on here. Holy shit. Oh, yeah. I got to ask you two something after. Ava and well, just real quick while I'll start this up again. I kind of started a second non-political show where I'm just going to be like interviewing Dabbleverse people. Like it kind of indirectly started with Brandon the other day, and then Juggalette Jen. I'm hoping you two will each be willing to have a one-on-one interview with me at some point when you're able. So
absolutely
awesome.
And I like the name. Actually, I really like the name of the show too.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I will try my best.
My best. I can't wait to I already Echo made me the opener, and it's pretty funny, but I haven't had a chance to do it yet. And I'm thinking of also opening it to other, like, some chatters who have never really gone on shows. Just get to know like the popular chatters if they're interested. So that type of thing. But yeah, I'll touch base with you guys after. But awesome.
Watching this because on the ABC affiliate WABC, he says good fucking riddance.
Wow.
So
that's fucking great.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Go ahead with the super chat there.
I know JFK Head Chunk gives $2 and says, Tom, how fat is that cackling pig on your podcast?
I'm going to interrupt Tom, and I don't think
that's good. I am not fat. I'm big boned. All right. And it's not a cackle. It's a legitimate laugh.
I don't think that's a nice way to talk about Jeff Heisen. I think that that's very mean. What he said. No, I love Jeff Heisen. He's a Mets fan like me.
Yeah, if he was a Yankees fan, I would say go JFK Head Chunk, being an Orioles fan. But no, he's a Mets fan. Be nice.
Well, this is a deal with the devil. Chad's missing upper lip says, Zane, I'll be nice to you if you get rid of Tom. We've got
never getting rid of Tom.
I did my plugs.
I love it when JFK or Chad's missing upper lip is mean to me. I mean, come on, there's no skin off my back.
Right. It's always the best part. So we do want to talk a little bit about Mamdani's win. And I want to put this into context. This is a well-educated Irish YouTuber. So it's not Husey, because this gentleman is not drunk as he talks about this. He has some great perspective that I could have gone and gotten the original video and pretended I thought this. But he's got a room full of white liberals celebrating.
Okay, so here we have white people in New York jumping for joy because a Muslim socialist from Uganda named Zoran Mamdani will be the next NYC mayor. Jumping for joy. This is a man who wants government-owned food stores. I have to say that again. Government-owned food stores.
Okay.
That's as communist as you get. Someone posted one of these tweets from 10 years ago. This guy was cranking out anti-white tweets 10 years ago while getting 0 likes.
So he's what, the African Anthony Cumia? I don't understand the problem. Mamdani said, on the phone while walking to work, when a white guy sitting on a nearby ledge decides it's a good time to let me know what's on his mind. Well, I mean, the white people seem to like you in that video we saw.
Just pure love of the game. And then you have the same demographic jumping for joy that he's elected.
So what do you think about a potential socialist mayor for New York City? Which, by the way, unlike Greg Opie Hughes, we have to point out, he's not actually the mayor. He won the primary, and he's going to have to beat Curtis Sliwa and his red beret and his cat at the election poll.
He's going to have to beat the Democrat establishment because they're fighting harder to sabotage this guy than they are fighting against fucking Trump.
Are they?
Yeah, man, they're even trying to find a way to get Cuomo back in there to like. It's fucking weird. Like I don't know. I might cover it sometime. Yeah, you know how it
I
is. Man.
thought Mamdani was the DNC guy.
No, he's like a Democrat socialist. He's kind of like Bernie type of thing. So of course they're fighting again. You know, kind of like when Bernie looked like he was going to run away with the 2020 nomination. They had their little coup where a bunch of them dropped out, and but you know, they're trying to figure out something to like stop this guy so they can get someone else in there. So
what you're saying, he's probably not going to be mayor.
yeah, like the Democrat always wins, so you figure he would, but the Democrats look like they're trying to intentionally sabotage it. You know what I'm saying? Like they kind of did. Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're
yeah.
saying. Yeah, like for like what they did with Bernie.
Yep, that's what they're trying to do again.
As Tom answer that or me? I'm sorry.
No, Tom.
Well, I mean, as a white liberal, we're very good at self-hate and self-loathing and saying, listen, white people have done enough shit and damage to this country. So
you're saying that we should give him a shot?
It can't get any worse? Is that what you're saying? So give it...
He does not speak for all white people, especially not this white people.
Oh, written. Looks like we disagree. No, I'm actually not that I care. I'm not in New York, so I don't really care. But yeah, I usually pull for the Democrat socialist. He has some good economic ideas. I'm learning about his past. I mean, he's young, so 10 years ago he was like in his early 20s. You know what I mean? So if he said stupid shit, it's not really going to bother me as much as it would be if he was like 40 years old 10 years ago. So but yeah, it's usually his economic ideas are more in line with what I like. So we'll see what happens. The only reason I would pull for him is hopefully if he does well, it'll spread across the country. But as I said, his own party is trying to fucking sabotage him. So
it won't spread, even if he was. If it does get in, it will not spread.
Yeah, like that will. You're not wrong, because like I said, I hope it was, but like what's his face who gets shit on is Minnesota governor there. Walt, he actually did some great things economically too, like democratic socialist type economic things, and it's not like that's spreading to other states either. You know, his problem is he's being portrayed as a wacko, and
he's not help. He doesn't help his.
He doesn't help his cause. Like I love his policies and everything, but he doesn't help his cause the way he acts in public always. So, and as we know, people, they don't really vote on policy; they vote on feeling. So we'll see what happens there too.
Exactly, and it's like, you know, people started posting memes afterwards. After Mamdani won, they started posting images of the World Trade Center. I'm like, we have no problem electing the people who were responsible for 9/11. I mean, George W. Bush won in 2004.
even EC wants to back away from that one, which is funny. Chad's missing upper lip. This is great. Tom makes me anti-white. Chad, I know you're joking, because there's no way you could ever be anti-white. So people that are considering whether or not Mamdani is somebody that they want to vote for, I'm going to say that it doesn't really matter so much the government-run food stores and socialist communist policies. I need to shine a light on the fact that not too long ago, only a few years ago, he was actually known as Mr. Cardamom. He was a rapper. And Eric, you're going to enjoy this. Here's a song about his nanny, which is his grandmother. I mean, it does slap.
So creepy, though.
Wait till you see him. Oh, there he is.
Oh,
I just want to leave that up for a moment. Yeah. So
let's see, 3 straight, I'm presuming, cisgendered white men discussing a rap video. Like, what could possibly go wrong?
That's a great point.
This won't get this channel struck.
Well, I did run that video through.
No,
joke
it won't,
was
Tom.
Yeah, that was worse than the fucking like. I almost zoned out for a second. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching all of a sudden? I'm like, was this guy somebody 10 years ago and he made a fucking rap video? It's like I just learned about him like months ago, but yeah, that was
he's tried a lot of different things trying to get something done.
Got done, yeah. Ava, there's like 15 minutes left in this video, and then I'm just gonna end it right after that. But if you want to come on for the last 15 minutes, just let me know. But then yeah, I can't go any extra tonight. But if you're interested in making fun of Tom for 15 minutes, just let me know.
A process I learned from my buddy Hack Ride to make sure that we wouldn't get a copyright strike for it.
Oh, how about that?
Because he did, I guess because he believes in communism, that the proceeds of that song should be shared amongst everyone. Either that or it didn't have nearly enough page views to.
A lot of references to Hack Ride, by the way. I mean, he's really coming into his own in the show today.
Yeah, which is interesting because if you want to look for him, you'll just have to settle for Casey Day everywhere else. But in any case, there were a few more clips, Tom, that you specifically wanted to show and comment on. And let's get to this. Is Lauren Boebert is on with our buddy Primetime Alex Stein.
Oh, I love this chick.
Well, you just want to go see Beetlejuice with her, right?
So hot.
Yeah.
So she's talking about Representative Jasmine.
I hate to admit there are certain times where she looks like. I think this is actually the part that Eckel and I covered in the clip, and she didn't look too good in the still shot. But I think there are times she actually looks pretty good, even though she's fucking crazy white trash. But
hey, I'd happily take her to a show.
Yeah, actually, if she's gonna do that, sure, why not?
Crockett and Primetime Alex Stein definitely teased this one up for her.
And President Trump did everything that he was supposed to do. And he didn't need Jasmine's permission to do it.
No, he didn't. I was kind of saying that facetiously, but that video is so funny. She looks like she needs to, she's been eating at the Congress commissary a lot. But okay, real quick. So
I would call it the freshman 20. You know, they try to wine and dine you and get you to all the fancy places out here. You know, I even got it my freshman year a little bit, and I wasn't going to everything I was invited to.
You own.
What do you think about that, Tom?
I mean, it's like Alex Stein and Lauren Boebert discussing this kind of stuff, and the fact that someone like Lauren Boebert, especially, is in power and she has some say, it's absolutely depressing. And the fact that she's going on Alex Stein's show and legitimizing him, like if a woman spit on Alex Stein's face, that would be the first fluid that a woman would be willing to give him. I mean, he's not charming.
Have you heard of a woman called Kate Meany? I think she has bodily fluids. So we know of at least one.
Apparently Alex Stein pretty much crushes puss. He's notorious for it.
Yeah, he's it's funny. I think he's kind of effeminate, but he's not a bad looking guy, and he's popular.
I believe
and
he has a pretty hot girlfriend or fiance or wife right now or something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. And
go
on.
I was gonna say, let's talk about Tom's love life.
So he said about Lauren being in power, and I agree because I think she's fucking badass, batshit crazy, white trash. But I do like the concept of how we finally have some regular people representing, like she was a restaurant owner or whatever, Marjorie Taylor Greene, someone who's even more batshit crazy white trash, but she's a regular person. Obviously on the left you got AOC, and I'm guessing you're not going to like these people, but it's like at least they're regular people. Ilhan Omar, trying to think of what's her face who I actually like from Michigan. I'm blanking. But yeah, at least we're finally getting some regular people running for office instead of these 90-year-old lifers. But unfortunately, the ones that are on the left, people in the center and right don't really like, and then the ones on the right, people in the center and left don't really like, because the ones on the left they think are too socialist or too far left, and then on the ones on the right they think are too far right. So we're not doing a very good job with the selections, but I do like that at least it's starting to happen.
I will have to agree with that.
Yeah. We just need better choices, I guess. Because even though the ones on the left that I kind of like, they still disappoint me. I'm not gonna act like AOC and Ilhan Omar and all them haven't fucking disappointed me, because they have.
He's not charming. He's not likable in any capacity.
Well, haven't you ever seen him with the big MAGA hat? He has the really big MAGA hat that he wears on planes and stuff. What were you gonna say, Easy?
Yeah, I thought Carl was on the show.
Carl was on the show, but that might prove Tom's point. At least for where Tom is headed. Well, we're fans of Primetime Alex Stein because he gives great content for shows like this one. Even when
you don't have to be a fan of someone to get content. I mean, I've been covering Donald Trump for the last 5 seasons on my show, and I thought he was a dunce.
Seasons?
I thought he was a dunce since 2004. Back when people thought he was a liberal Democrat. So it's my dismay goes both ways.
Easy.
He's insufferable. Like he has to let people know, like, I hated Trump before it was cool. Like I hated Trump 10 years before everyone else did. And he just shits on everybody. Like he shits
And that
like
is not true.
that's what I'm saying. I fucking doubt it, dude. Like I'm not saying I liked Trump in 2004, but I'm not gonna pretend that I disliked him like I do now. You know, I don't think I really gave him much thought. I was just like, oh, another rich asshole. You know what I mean? I just lumped him with the rest. Which is probably
That's
what you did,
yeah,
Tom. Yeah.
pretty much what most people did.
Will do.
Yeah.
As a fellow podcaster, you're intrigued by the fact that Tom has
Yeah,
seasons.
do you
I
have-
assume
is-
that just means you take the summers off, right?
Okay.
Summers and holidays.
Okay.
I need a break from all of this shit.
Well,
I have a life outside of podcasting.
Out of
Once
the
again, he
last
did,
100 weeks, I think we
he's
took on
done one episode this year.
Yeah, well, he's got seasons, man. He's got 5 seasons. He's
If
good.
you notice, there's only like 2 or 3 episodes per season.
I know we were watching shit from like 2020 like a couple weeks ago because he doesn't fucking make new shit. You just gotta wait for you to go on these podcasts there, Tommy.
No, people would say it's all right. You could do the show in seasons. Whoa, Chad's missing upper lip. $4.99. Even Bobert can't make up for what you've done here today, Tom. We're all dumber because we have had to listen to you.
Sorry, Chad's missing upper lip. I'll cut down on the syllables. Was that 10 words or less?
I think it was pretty close to it.
Okay.
All right, we've got
I'm taking mental notes.
What we have here now is Tucker Carlson, who on last week's show just filleted the great Ted Cruz. But we have him talking about Laura Loomer here, who we've featured on the show a number of
Still
times.
need to watch that
one. Yeah, I don't think the interview with Ted Cruz.
Yeah, I still haven't watched that.
Yeah, I
chance
haven't
to
watched
check
the
it
whole
out?
thing either. No, I remember the 2 clips that came out. Then I watched at work. I was playing it, but I can't say that I was able to retain it all because I had it playing in the background. So no, I definitely have to watch it. As I fucking hate Ted, so it's gonna kill me to root for Tucker. But even from the clips, I can tell that's who I'm pulling for. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting just to see how it goes.
Clip is when someone Venmoed her $100 to trick her into eating dog food on her show. We've shown that clip before, so we don't need to show it again. But that's who we're talking about here, or who Tucker's talking about.
True, and it's very frustrating as a literal person who cares about what's true to see people jumping up Mark Levin or Laura Loomer. That's the world's creepiest human. I don't even know where she came from or who she is exactly, but she's running around. I'm Donald Trump's, defender. It's bizarre. Champion. And I'm the arbiter of what it means to be for America. Someone who, again, has no interest in the United States.
Is she the creepiest human on the planet, Tom?
On the one hand, it's like Tucker Carlson has no right to talk about who is creepy looking. Neither do I, for that matter. But it's like on the other hand, it's like I hate that I have to agree with him. Like this does not make me happy in any capacity whatsoever. And like all these women who are around Donald Trump, I don't know what it is, if they have to get plastic surgery or if they have to have big stuff done to them, or if just being around Trump just drains their soul so much that their faces start to melt like Nazis in the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I just watched that with my son. I love Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It's a family movie.
He's 10. It's fine. Tom, what happened to your front hair?
It's called growing up and maturing. You should try it sometime.
JFK head chunk.
My God, dude. That blonde that Tucker was just talking to, Emily, I can't think of her last name, Jasinski, something like that. She's actually on a very good show called Breaking Points that I recommend to anyone here.
I've heard you talk about
it. Yeah. So the main hosts are Crystal Ball and Sagar, but they have secondary. And one of them was I'm gonna think of his name. The guy I talked about who was the reporter I love, who was driving around the Florida there. So yeah, he does a secondary show with Emily. So it's one of the only shows where you get, no matter what, you get one lefty and one righty, kind of like this one, but on a much higher, more successful scale. But we're doing it Dabbleverse style. But yeah, just if you want like a non-echo chamber type show, I highly recommend.
Is a friend of ours, but for only $2, our guests can say whatever they want. All right. So the last politics clip, I know you wanted this one. Charlie Kirk, who we've shown on the show before, he's answering a question from a 14-year-old girl, just about sort of the path she should take. And this is, I think, Turning Point is the conservative organization that this is a part of. Kind of doesn't matter. So a 14-year-old girl asks Charlie Kirk this question.
I'm Addie, and I'm 14. I'm a freshman in high school, and I was wondering, as someone who has a different opinion on college, what would you say the pros and cons are? Because
I'm going to get to his answer in a second, but if you check in Charlie Kirk's pocket, he just got a text from Matt Gaetz. I don't know why. He just got a text
Because
from him.
I'm interested in political journalism. And what would your advice be?
Yes. So let me also speak to some of the young ladies here in high school where your top, if you were, who's here where your top priority is get married and have kids? Raise your hand. Okay.
It's a lot of them.
Interestingly, I think there is an argument to bring back the MRS degree. And no, seriously. And just be clear, that's why you're going to college, right? Don't lie to yourself. Like, don't like, oh, I'm studying sociology. No, you're not. We know why you're here. And that's okay.
So he means to get married, right? Go to college to get married? MRS, Mrs.? Is that what he's saying? I guess I should let it play to find out, but I think I've heard that before. The like
Yeah, I was
girls
gonna say, what the hell's an MRS degree? Then you said Mrs. Like, oh,
you know,
they're
like back in
going
the
to college
yeah.
to find somebody to get married
Right,
to.
right, like they did in the olden days. So that I should have just let it play. That's my guess because I have heard that before a while ago. But yeah,
Actually,
he goes on, but that's the gist of it. He's
Are you
like,
saying they're going to college just to get married?
yeah, the MRS degree. That you know, it's like,
Okay.
and here's the thing that I will.
I only waited 5 seconds. That's always the fucking way. I swear to
All of
God.
our questions would have been answered.
Yeah.
will say for Charlie Kirk, a lot of those girls did raise their hands. But what did you think about that?
Yeah, but well, they did raise their hand, like with the level of enthusiasm where it's like they're being held at gunpoint. This is a hostage video. And said, if you don't raise your hand, we're gonna kill the family puppy.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if Addie there is.
Of course, this is brought by Tom. You know, we have experience with his clips.
So first of all, obviously, I have no love for fucking Charlie Kirk, but nobody forced these ladies to raise their hand. These young women, you know what I mean? It wasn't one of those situations where.
Well, you see, Tom is one of these people that don't understand that women have agency and can make their own decisions, and a lot of women, in fact, a majority of women, would want to get married and have kids.
Right, like even women that want careers, they still want to get married and have kids. A lot of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even some of the ones that raise their hand may still want to go to college to get a degree and get a career. It doesn't mean they may want children more than anything. You know, that's not crazy. That's a lot of people. So,
But you see, Tom doesn't understand the concept of that women have agency. As I said, all women are a monolith and only think one way.
Yes.
Necessarily like, okay, it just seems like
That was a fantastic bait and switch. Get them to raise their hands that they one day want to be married and have kids, and then suggest they're all going to school just to find a husband.
Yes, exactly. Tom, in a moment, we're gonna have to we're gonna play.
I'll be honest with you here. When I was in college, I never thought about finding somebody to marry, and now I feel like I was dumb. Instead of focusing on studying, I should have been, looking for a wife, because thinking back, that's probably a good place to find a wife. Better than the
right. I was even going to say totally different, but I was just thinking that was a 14-year-old girl. And I remember when I was 14, I thought I knew so much about life in this type of shit. I didn't know a fucking thing looking back. So it's like, if these are like 14-year-olds asking Charlie Kirk these questions, it's like none of them, I bet they think, and even now, as someone that has a 14-year-old, I love them to death, but not nearly as, I don't know how to say this. They haven't lived, and they're way more innocent than we were at 14. That's what I'll say. Like, way less experience. So I gotta imagine today's 14-year-olds have like no fucking clue. So I can't imagine he got too many insightful questions from that kind of crowd. But I digress, as Karmic X would say.
We're going to have a game. Hamilton Burger, thanks for $2. Happy Canada Day, Hamilton Burger. Tom, tell your pals at Cumtown that WATB says hi. I don't think that those guys are actually friends with you, Tom.
No, I mean, I sort of came up with Nick Mullen and Stav in the Baltimore comedy scene. I never really got along with Nick. I was okay with Stav, and long story.
Do you know Stav? Does he mean like Stav? Is that like that heavy comic, the bald one, Stavy? I don't know if that's what he means.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know the Cumtown lore.
Ridden Asylum, Mr. Z. I think Ridden Asylum's still here anyway. If you guys are still here, is that Cumtown? Is that Stavy? I've seen him on Joe Rogan and shit. I actually, I've seen some of his other. I like some of his political takes. I've seen him on some other podcasts and shit. Just if that's him, I actually will check out Cumtown, because actually that guy's funny, and he's one of the few educated comics that's not just an idiot like Tom Meyers here, like the one we have on screen.
Pretty short. Like that podcast did turn a lot of people onto me, and a lot of them, if you look at my bank account, have become like legit fans. and they don't believe like half the bullshit that that Cumtown says on their podcast. I mean, I have proof, I have documentation
Thank
that
you,
they
guys.
are admitted and documented liars. So I'm coming at you with 100%. With 100% integrity.
JFK
And
Head Chunk wants to know if we can see your notes.
here you go, JFK Head Chunk. There you go. Well,
Here's my notes.
it's all there.
It is all there. And you just have some paw prints there. Yeah, and you recently, I think it was maybe on Blind Mike.
I was gonna say maybe we should start bringing some notes. Since I lose my train of thought half the time.
I did.
Yeah.
I did have notes, but then it's just like, yeah, this is not a notes kind of show.
And I don't think it would help either. Like I think I had some talking points when we first started, but you end up on so many tangents, or you end up talking about something you don't plan on talking about, and that's always when I lose my train of thought. And so it wouldn't have mattered fucking anyway.
Joe, I think you were in the chat and you had to explain, no, they didn't offer you all this money to come on, because they were saying they did. And that I think it was like they said they offered you $1,000, and your point was if they offered me $1,000, you would have seen me on that show, right, Tom?
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's a difference between saying you're going to do something on a podcast when half the people talking on podcasts it's just bullshit anyway. So it's like, okay, show me the money, show me the offer. I never received an offer, and breaking news, I was DMing with Adam Friedland earlier this week, and he says, well, yeah, we're basically, because I offered a good amount of money, just like a fraction of what they offered, to do a virtual interview just like this. It's like, well, no, we want to have you come in studio, and we want to have you do a bit. And I'm like, I don't do bits. I'm too old for that shit. And most importantly,
we know.
he offered $0.
Oh,
like that was his specific claim. So I'm like,
well,
fuck those guys.
That's not the way to respect a guest. It's also not nice to read the super chat, but because there's money attached, you understand. Tom,
well, listen, money's money, man.
Yeah. Chad's missing upper lip. Thanks for the $1.99. Long story short, right, Tom?
Oh, yeah, we know Tom will do anything for money.
Yep.
Whoa! Oh my gosh!
Adam Bush.
Adam Bush with $9.99. Your friend Adam Bush. My phone's been blowing up since you played my video before the show even started. This money is for Tom only. All right. I think that's fair. All right. Nice. We'll have to cut me, Eric, and Carl out of that $10.
I don't want
Adam Bush. Adam Bush, very, very generous, by the way. I'll just say that he, Mr. Bush, took care of the Tomster quite nicely. So thank you very much.
Adam Bush recorded a nice video at the beginning of the show that, of course, Eric Zane didn't see because he was taking a shit or drinking coffee,
fixing my hair, goddamn,
or drinking coffee on the toilet. Apeshit Media asks, "Is that Art Garfunkel with AIDS?" No, that's Eric Zane. He's on the show every week. I don't know why you would say that. That's a terrible thing to say. Apeshit Media. All right, today's July 1st, so we need to just very quickly dabble in the world of sports.
Who are these sports? You know what I'm saying? Who are these sports? Let's see who's playing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what to say.
As I mentioned, it is July 1st, which as a Mets fan means that everybody has been posting on social media, making sure to wish me a happy Bobby Bonilla Day. And they also point out that the Mets have lost 12 of their last 15 games. Yeah, I get it. I don't watch all of them. It's fine.
Do you know about Bobby Bonilla Day? This whole fucking shtick?
No.
Okay, he was a baseball player, and I should probably let them. I'm sure they're going to explain it, but when he got cut or whatever his contract, instead of the Mets paying him everything at once, they have to pay him $1 million a year, $1 million every July 1st until he's like 70 years old or something. So it's like every July 1st, the guy hasn't played in forever. He gets like $1 million. So
how do I get this kind of a deal?
Yeah, I know. They thought they were going to save money that way, but they fucked up. And they real quick. There's another thing like that when fuck, I can't think of what it's called. Was it the CBA? No, there was another basketball league when the NBA was going on during the 70s, and that's when like Dr. J whatever. And when it closed down, they took 4 teams with them, like the Nets, the Pacers, San Antonio. And there was a team in St. Louis. The other teams took like buyouts, and instead of taking a buyout, like a big chunk, they were going to get like 1% of the NBA's revenue in perpetuity. And back then, the NBA didn't make shit. Well, now these guys get fucking tens of millions of dollars every fucking year, which is the lump sum was probably like $500,000 or whatever it was. They got so rich just by being patient, and Bonilla kind of did the same thing. So,
but today is Bobby Bonilla Day. And you might ask, what is Bobby Bonilla Day? Well, fake news CNN will explain it to you.
July 1st, which means it's time to wish your friends and colleagues happy Bobby Bonilla Day. And this day has become famous in the sports world because on July 1st, every year, the New York Mets send Bonilla a check for $1.19 million. And that's because back in 2000, the team bought out Bonilla, but instead of taking the lump sum, Bonilla and his agent deferred the payments at 8% interest. Now, the Mets ownership at the time, they thought they'd be getting some huge returns on some Bernie Madoff investments.
Whoops.
So the 8% was nothing, but those investments didn't quite work out. So Bonilla's buyout is structured to pay him $1.19 million every year on July 1st from 2011 to 2035. So Bonilla's going to get paid by the Mets until he's 72 years old, despite not playing for the team since 1999. That's why every year on July 1st, we celebrate Bobby Bonilla Day.
I'm wondering.
Literally the first time I've ever heard of it.
I'm a baseball nerd. It's the only reason I know of it. But like, yeah,
Okay.
every year, like on the fantasy baseball sites, are like Happy Bobby Bonilla Day. Just kind of like I'm gonna fuck it up. That movie, shit, never mind. There's a movie takes place at a record store, and there's some I'm gonna shut up. I can't even think of it. Fuck me. Mumbling Nick, earn my name. Back to the clip.
$1 million. They could get him to DH a few times today because they could use it. But Tom, that's for Mets fans. Your buddy Jeff Heisen would relate to that. But as a Baltimore fan,
Yes, Empire Records. Thank you. What's the name of the guy? If you can just put it in there. There's a guy that comes to visit the store, and he's just, oh my god, cheesy like 80s singer or whatever. But they're so excited he's coming. They call it whatever his name is day. So it was a very stupid but good 90s movie.
Oh yeah, I watched it. I don't remember much from it, but I remember watching it. I remember watching it and liking it, and that's all I remember.
Yeah. There's a lot of the movie focuses around this fucking one artist showing up, and whatever his name is, it's Jack Johnson Day or whatever the fuck his name is. So yeah.
And that for the Orioles, it's actually Chris Davis Day as well.
Yeah. I mean, listen, during his heyday, I mean, he was actually one of the better players, definitely. I mean, he even came to pitch for us during an extra inning game in Boston, which we ended up winning. So that was a phenomenal game to watch. But
that's how it started. I actually have a news clip, Tom, of how things started to wind down. This is I think 6-7 years ago. This is at the end of the season.
Davis just posted the lowest batting average for any qualified major league hitter since the league adopted a 162 game schedule in 1962. That face pretty much sums it up. The Orioles first baseman hit 168 over the course of 522 plate appearances in 128 games. The previous low mark for batting average for a hitter with more than 500 plate appearances was 200, set by Don Work in the 1968 season.
So the second worst average in a season is 22 points higher. So
he can't even be number one at that. I mean, come on, Chris. You gotta struggle.
If you like the Bobby Bonilla deal, thanks to Fox Sports for this. This was the breakdown. They sent this graphic out a few years ago, Tom. $23 million in 2022 to not play that year. And we're right now, actually, no, this is a year that he's still getting 9.16, 3.5 the next few years. And then between 2033 and 2037, he'll get the $1.4 million for all $65 million. He has not played on the team since before this graphic was created. Right, Tom?
This is a note. If you want to keep me off of these shows, hint. See these. I mean, I might not get these numbers, but see these little payments that they get every single year. Just a thought. More than a $2 super chat.
Just Venmo Tom Myers. Yeah. There's a dollar amount where you could say, "Hey Tom, don't do that show today. Here's a dollar amount." Yeah.
Well, you
can
wish that all you want, but this is what you're getting. $4.99 for an insult. As Chaz missing upper lip says, has there ever been anyone as dumb as me, as smug as Tom? Truly an all-time low for the show, which is saying a lot. Oh my God!
I'm from Baltimore. I'm supposed to take smug as an insult.
Holy shit!
Fuck out of here with that, man.
Yeah.
JFK had junk.
What the fuck does Baltimore have to do with it? This guy always.
I don't know. He always brings it up like he's from Baltimore. And that's, I guess, means something.
Right, like it's some kind of street cred. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, dude.
Maryland.
I mean, I love baseball, but I don't even know why they're covering this fucking Chris Davis, Bobby Bonilla shit. But I mean, I guess I get Bonilla, but I don't know if they're just covering Chris Davis because he played for the Baltimore Orioles. So, he's from Baltimore. We got to know.
As Tom considered prop comedy, one half a Carrot Top.
I mean, Carrot Top, the amount of money that Carrot Top makes in a year, we should all be Carrot Top, Tom.
What have you done to get this type of abuse? I mean, what have you? Did you like
all I've done is breathe. Apparently,
yeah. I cannot.
Yes.
Who do you
That's
blame? Is it you or is it Carl? I mean, what's going on here?
Oh, it's probably me, just because I love. Listen,
I appreciate the honesty.
Every once in a while, it's like I'll look at something and I'll go, "Oh, is that a hornet's nest? Let me throw a rock at it just to see if it is." Yep, it is. Okay, and then it's I create content for myself as well. So watching this stuff is it's all fun and good.
Well, we appreciate it. We're having fun. And before we let you go, we do have a game that was created specifically for today, specifically for this show.
Before we get to the game, though,
yes, sir.
Just a callback to the previous topic. One of the teams that Bobby Bonilla played for
was the Orioles.
Yeah,
Yep,
for a couple years.
I do remember that. Yeah, and I just remember the end of his career. And I'll always say the same thing. That, by deferring all that money, they did get to the World Series in 2000, but in Mets fashion, they lost. Anyway, let's enjoy. This is going to be a fun game for all of us. This is a game that our buddy Cardiff Electric has never played before. So let's see what this one's even called.
It's time for everyone's favorite game show on Who Are These Broadcasts? Hers. What do you say, Christian Blatt and Eric Zane? Are doing a game for these nobodies?
Thank you, Cardiff. We appreciate it. Happy Canada Day.
Any, mini, miny, mo. Catch a clubfoot by the toe. Play the clip.
Yeah, they always. I only watch the show after you guys have cleaned it all up. I don't get to see this part.
Yeah,
of it,
it's a
where there's
bit of a
couple
mess.
mistakes
Oh, beforehand.
from time to time.
Yeah. So this is our buddy Carl. You can see him down there and the rectangle in the bottom left. He's on the Chip Chipperson podcast, right next to Karen Feehan. So let's see what Cardiff does with the game part of this.
Before the show even starts.
Checklist Carl,
Yes.
sneaky Carl.
Hold on,
Back
one
to Kurt.
I feel like
Yes.
Karen's trying to get at Carl before he gets at her.
That's what happens when people like each other.
You're on the offensive.
I like him except for his sweaty nose.
I like a sweaty nose.
That's your
I like a
favorite
man
part.
with a sweaty nose.
he
My
likes-
mother
he
always
likes
said,
it up.
Lyle, don't trust a man with a sweaty nose. He's been dealing with Satan.
We took a train with no air conditioning over here. It's not
Yes.
my fault.
Oh no.
I'm in no position
did.
to make fun of anyone for perspiring, Carl. Don't worry.
That's true. You sweat a lot.
And yet you did anyways.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it didn't stop you at all.
Be
Correct.
careful of her, Carl. She takes liberties.
Well, they're going to get to the game in a minute, but the chemistry between Carl and Karen Feehan is just palpable. People still talk about it. You're probably seeing this for the first time, Eric, and probably you as well, Tom.
Shit.
Okay. Well, we'll get to the game.
I'm definitely on Team Karen here.
I think. Well, by the way, she's also she's on OnlyFans, so I think we should all be on Team Karen.
Especially for a
Hold
woman.
on, Carl. Seriously. Oh, God.
Damn it, Rob.
Oh my God.
Lightly tap
Wipes
it
his
again.
nose again.
Just
Okay, so now they're doing a bit.
As you
It's
walk
raining.
in, we're
Right.
stopping. There's a car and stuff.
Okay.
All right, babe. Let's just
Really
say you're
paint the
there.
picture.
You and your husband
Is
are
she
walking.
acting now? Do this.
Yeah. Okay.
What's going on? Carl's a
Okay,
great
so
actor.
let's just say
I
you and
love
your
it.
husband are walking.
Papa playing an alligator.
All right, do you got any kids?
No, I do not.
Okay, we're gonna role play. All right,
Okay.
let's just
Okay.
walk.
I thought we were gonna. I thought we did have kids.
You're a
I'd like
couple?
to have kids.
No, you.
But
Remember,
role
we
play.
tried to have kids. It didn't work. Remember?
Fuck you, Carl, because
you
you're
cried
the
all
sperm.
summer.
Not because
Wow.
my juicy, totally young eggs triggered something here.
Fucking yeah.
dick.
Hell
All right,
yeah.
we got our
Your shitty
backstories.
little drip, drip, drip sperm.
We got our backstories
My
straight.
shit
I
is
agree.
good.
I
Okay.
agree.
So, hello. What are your names?
This is gay Carl. He can't get me pregnant.
That's true. Oh, because he's always putting it in your back pussy.
All right,
What
here's the
did
game.
Carl say next? Here are your choices. Number 1, her back pussy smells better than her front pussy.
Jesus.
B, my friend got pregnant that way. Next, nothing gay about that. 4, back pussy was my nickname in college. And lastly, it doesn't matter where you put it when you can't get it up.
Okay, so
wanna
that
go
is
with next.
I
Nothing
cannot
gay
play
about
this
that.
game because I may have collapsed.
I was gonna say this isn't a new game, but this is fantastic. I miss Chip Chipperson. I fucking used to love.
Yeah.
I never knew Carl was ever on. I never saw that one.
Yeah,
Um,
I saw this one, but I don't remember this part.
No, I'm gonna go with one. So you're going with next? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'm going with next.
Next,
Nothing gay
okay.
about that.
No, I'm gonna go with her back pussy smells better than her front pussy.
Well, that'd be funnier. But,
But Eric, I'm going to let you
we'll
go
see.
first and let our guest think about which answer he thinks. This is gay Carl. He can't get me pregnant. Chip Chipperson says he's always putting it in your back pussy. What does Carl say next, Eric?
Mr. Z's going next.
B, my friend got
Oh,
pregnant
and
that
written
way.
asylum.
That is,
I'm getting
that is
outvoted.
actually a good guess. What do you think, Tom?
Well, I just want to say that
Oh,
before I
God.
guess, I want to say that I hope Carl recovered from whatever disease he had that got him that special Make-A-Wish guest appearance on the Chip Chipperson show. I mean that with all due sincerity. That's how he got to meet his hero, Anthony Cumia. So I'm really happy for him in that regard. I am going to go with next because Carl is good with the quick little jabs, and whereas I tend to be more
long-winded.
Wordy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Long-winded and verbose. I'm going with next. That's gonna be my
Okay.
answer. Lock me in.
So we have Tom with next, and Eric Zane says B.
Eeny,
Let's
meeny,
know in the
miny,
chat
mo.
what you think.
Catch a clubfoot by the toe.
That's where I was supposed to pause it. Whoops.
We got our backstories
My
straight.
shit
I
is
agree.
good.
I
Okay.
agree.
So, hello. What are your names?
This is gay Carl. He can't get me pregnant.
That's true. Oh, because he's always putting it in your back, pussy.
Nothing gay about that.
Well,
Oh!
no, that'll make us sniff it. Right over.
Good job, guys. I suck. I think I thought the first one was funny, but Cardiff's a funny guy. I should have thought of that. He's funnier than Carl. So.
Oh yeah.
This is gold, Chip. We're wasting this here. This needs to be a show.
All right, look at these two. You guys are nice parents. What's your baby's name?
Listen, we don't want to be on your show, asshole. We're walking somewhere.
Oh, I know that, but you can win big prizes.
Oh, wow.
Shut up, Carl. Our kid's name is Donovan.
Oh, wow. Let me reach in there and poke, little fella. Oh, no.
Pretentious name.
Yeah, Donovan. Yeah,
Donovan.
He's a light-skinned black kid.
He's either going to be a quarterback or a star in 1957. Did he sing a song?
Donovan was a singer.
Yeah,
back in the
remember Del
60s, I
Shannon?
think.
My little runaway.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So wait, my
Cardiff,
sperm
we're
doesn't
just-
work and I'm a cuck? Is that what you're telling me right
That's
now?
what it sounds like,
That's what
Carl.
it sounds like right now.
That seems to be the narrative that I've created.
I noticed that.
She has a type.
Yes.
Hey,
That's
Cardiff,
it
the
this
game is
time.
called 2 minutes.
I just want to take a moment to congratulate Eric Zane and Christian Blatt on 100 episodes of Who Are These Broadcasters? It's a testament to the fact that when two men have too much time on their hands and very little dignity, they can accomplish anything. See you at episode 200.
God. My sperm doesn't work and I'm a cuck.
Sit, Eugene, sit. Good dog.
Wait, that's it? I thought there was. We just did the one. I thought all that shit was. we're gonna
No,
do it again.
Jesus, I was 4.5 minutes. You want
Ah,
more of those?
No,
it's
I
not.
hated
That's
every
it.
bit of it. I hate shows like that with all these
Does
fucking
Cardiff?
loudmouths. Fucking
I know.
shut
I know
up.
Cardiff. I know Cardiff doesn't know how to have like a personality or be appealing to people or how to.
Dude, like I
What?
want to end this, but are you fucking serious? Cardiff's like one of the most popular guys in this fucking thing, man. He's funny as shit. You fucking suck.
Yeah, he's got a great personality. He's incredibly funny and quick-witted. Well, this is Tom, he's just got to make these comments about anybody he doesn't like. It's the same thing with Alex Stein, Like, oh, he doesn't get any pussy. It's like, dude, yeah, he does. Like a lot.
And Cardiff's one of those guys, like, okay, I know a bunch of people that hate Carl, hate Shuley, hate John, hate Aaron. I don't really know anyone that hates Cardiff, like
I'm sure there's somebody out
right,
there.
there's gotta be, but yeah. But not like these other guys.
Well, Tom.
Right.
But does he also not know what 2 minutes is? I mean,
Well,
holy fuck! This is coming from me.
I
It's
appreciate
bad
the
when an
bit.
Irish guy is ripping on a potato. I mean, come on.
When
Fuck
I
off.
mentioned to Cardiff, it's like, hey, do you want to make a game making fun of Carl? I hadn't even gotten the L out in Carl, and he was happy to do it. So
Okay.
I figured that would be fun for you, Tom. Tom, we appreciate you spending so much time with us. It's been a treat. Eric Zane really didn't know you before this.
No,
he
no,
knew you by reputation.
Yeah, I
because
knew you
of
by
what Carl said.
reputation. Everybody beats the shit out of you. All of
Yeah.
these people hate your guts. It's unbelievable. I
It's
cannot believe that.
honestly, it's the only thing that keeps me going. If everybody liked me, like there would be no reason.
You wouldn't believe
or-
what the poor chats are saying. Oh, just fucking
It doesn't
vile.
matter
So he's
because
just
they're poor.
so
So I
used
don't
to it now.
care what they say.
Yeah.
Well, he did pay for it, and that is his one
There's-
free super chat. So
Yeah, that's true.
There's one guy, David Brailsford, he's just been killing you, but he won't even spend $1.
Find a nickel.
Yeah, you
Steve.
I went. Now, hang
bastard.
on. No bullshit. I went to school with a David Brailsford.
Oh, okay. So that's probably who that is.
It probably is. Yes. Like I'm not
Yeah,
not
maybe
even
you like blew him or something.
no, then he'd like me if I did that. I mean,
I would break out into a cold sweat if somebody I went to high school with was ever in our chat. So I hope that's not the case. So Tom Meyers versus the rest of the world is on hiatus, and please let everybody else know where they can find
Once
you.
again, only one episode this year.
Patreon.com/Tom Myers. Premium membership's only $5 a month. I'm putting up premium subscriber only content. I'm doing that once a week until the show comes back in the fall, probably September or October. I'm also working
he'll
on
do one more
another
show this
podcast
year.
with a friend of mine, Joshua Postel. Watch this space, as they say, on all of my socials, which you can find on my website, tommyers.us. Myers spelled just like you see it here.
Meyers for our audio audience. I want to make sure they know how
Yes,
to find
yes,
you.
yes,
And
yes,
Tom, we really appreciate you taking the time to do this. I was surprised that you were receptive to it when I reached out to you, but this has been a lot of fun.
Well, you asked for the
I'm
Venmo, so
actually
of course I'm
wildly
coming up.
surprised as well. I'm actually quite surprised as well. Tom doesn't normally. He's in the group of people who'll talk shit on people. Then when they say, "Hey, come on my show," they go, "No, you need to give me money to go on your show."
And I don't know if Christian would admit it, but I wonder if there was a no Carl, because I believe there was a no Carl request on WATP, and I think he had a no Vinny request that they shot down or something like that. But maybe, yeah, he hates Carl. but
Blackcast is here.
oh, let's
Hey, Christian Black.
should we ask him? Here we go.
Ask him what? No, I
Yeah, he
actually,
wanted.
yeah, I
Appreciate
gotta
what-
get out of here pretty soon.
Yeah, right,
Mostly,
right.
I really have to pee, and I've had
Oh.
to about for the past half hour.
No, I was just gonna ask him if Tom had any requests, anti-Carl requests. That's all I was saying. Love you, Christian. Your sidekick, I love him too, but he's not as much. You know, a little scary. Yeah, I think that's the end of it, so we can just take it down there. All right, guys. I appreciate everyone tuning in. This one went a little longer than usual, but it was good. We got a lot of the serious topics in, and then we covered the not so funny Tom Meyers, but it was a little more entertaining with Christian and Eric. So I think I was gonna go live with the other show after this, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm gonna push that till tomorrow night.
Yeah, I saw you got the your. I'm really trying.
Yeah, I got some shit I want.
I
Yeah,
will try my best. Yeah, coming up
to
soon.
vent about, but I was like, I thought we would go like an hour. Like we spent way longer on the first part than I think either one of us had planned on. So
Yeah.
and when I was scrolling through to see how long it was, I think when I saw the Cardiff part, I thought it was over. I didn't realize that the whole game or whatever. But yeah, everyone loves you, Christian. No one loves Eric. I brought up the part how when you guys were, well, you were nice enough to have me and douche send in those clips. How Eric unalived himself right there while I was talking about what I thought of the debate. So
Yeah, so Eric can't be all that bad.
like I said, to be fair, yeah, I didn't feel as bad because I think he ripped douche more than me. It's just I'm the one he tried to unalive himself with, so obviously that's worse.
So he's a man of fine taste and refinement. Anyway.
All right, thank you guys. Please check out Liquid. Do you want to do your plug where they can find you on Kick there?
Yeah, kick.com/liquid-cryptid for what? Tom wiped my brain. For stream snipe graffiti. Make boring streams fun again with all your favorite voices from all your favorite Dabbleverse characters for free. You can use any AI voice on there.
Yep, it's kind of like I said, it's kind of like Super Tip except for free, so even better. And yes, I brought that up too. We had how you guys had to take it down because after he unalived himself, he dropped his pants, so Carl wouldn't lose his channel. All right, thanks, guys.
We'll man of refinement.
We'll be back next week, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll go over some more politics, some more Dabbleverse. Probably tomorrow, I think I'm going to do I will try my best with Mumbling Nick. I may have a guest, I may not. If I don't have a guest, I have a lot to rant about. And check out Christian and Eric on Who Are These Broadcasters, and check out Mr. Broadcast on his own there. But thank you guys. We will see you next time. Peace.
Dabbleverse stuff, mumbling, pineapple stuff, dabbling, controversial stuff. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. N-I-C-K, mumbling is right here. People in the house, put them hands in the air. Cause if you don't vote, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6. Jones in for your fix, so that dabble politics mix. So when I fudge, you laugh punk. Shut the fudge up and back the fudge up while we fudge this track up. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Hands or in, now it's all out. Hands up. 6. You can't mess with dabbling and politics. Listen, we debate it all every week Saturday night, and the shoot-you thing right here. Yo, we're doing it all the time, so you better get some better views and get saved up on your dime. So we got the gang set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school dabblers blasting out the political shit. The fashion for shit, put bounce in the dabble pit. On your flash up